like a bird. Heave-ho, incidente. Oh, Captain Parfitos never said a hard word. As we sail all our troubles away, hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave-ho, incidente. Andros grace, or we'll all be skinned as we sail down the Deadfire way. We've gone a long way, left our loves behind. Heave-ho, incidente. It caused me a sorrow most unkind. While crossing down the Deadfire way, hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave-ho, incidente. Andros grace, or we'll all be skinned as we sail down the Deadfire way.
They say in Deadfire the luminous grows.
Heave-ho, incidente.
And so that's where our brave ship goes
To make our fortunes one fine day. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave-ho, incidente. Andros grace, or we'll all be skinned as we sail down the Deadfire way.
Hold fast to the coast, hold fast to the waves.
Heave-ho, incidente.
If we don't wind up in salty graves,
We'll come back to Sperento someday. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave-ho, incidente. Andros grace, or we'll all be skinned as we sail down the Deadfire way. Oh, drop a good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, drop a good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, drop a good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll row the old Ferris wheel along. We'll row the old Ferris wheel along. We'll row the old Ferris wheel along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Hey, I clicked break, but it's not too bad, right? Hello, hello, welcome back everybody. Yes, I'm afraid I am a sad Professor Jimbles, but it is very lovely to see some kind words from Comrade and Loxy even so early in our stream. Hello, hello. Now, you're listening to the sea shanties via Plexam, not the actual game. Pretty impressive. And I also have the lyrics. Since I have some essentially trapped people listening to me. Monitor capture on. And roll the old Ferris wheel along. We'll roll the old Ferris wheel along, and we'll all hang on behind. Do us any hum, oh, skirting Andres mortar wouldn't do us any hum, oh, skirting Andres mortar wouldn't do us any hum, and we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old Barrett's wheel along. We'll roll the old Barrett's wheel along. We'll roll the old Barrett's wheel along, and we'll all hang on behind. Anyway, the sea shanties I have learned were simple, small edits to other already existing and well understood sea shanties, and I think that's particularly cool given... When did Pillars of Eternity come out? The second one, sorry, Deadfire. 2018, right? And it took 2 years until sea shanties like re-entered the cultural milieu as something that just appeared on TikTok, and I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but it was such an effective change. Sadly, God, I do not remember the most popular one, but it was like included the lyrics about when the tonguing is done. love if anyone could shout out the name of that one. Whatever it was, it is not one of the ones that has altered lyrics for Deadfire. And hilariously, if it did, I imagine the Wellerman. Oh, exactly. Thank you, comrade. And the Wellerman was fucking incredible, right? But it would be somewhat convenient for just the audio director of Pillars 2 to go, oh, this one, the Wellerman, of course. And then it appears a few years later. But instead, I'm only thinking that could have driven a lot of people to check out Pillars again because the lyrics had changed to be reflective of Aora. Easily playable on piano. Is that perhaps even the piano you can see behind me in this lovely webcam shot? Not mine, don't look at me. I can play a little piano, not very much, and not nearly as well as Emma, who actually practices. And as I have just forced you to hear, I can carry a tune kind of basically, enough to be a decent shanty singer, but not particularly special. It's one of the lessons, I guess, I appreciate from my mother. Once, very early on, I had a massive headache and couldn't express it in any other way. That's just like, Mum, please stop being loud, head hurts. And she's like, no, I'm not going to stop singing. Oh, rebooting, you missed it. Well, Vod, or maybe you can convince me to do it again. Yeah. Maybe I could do it again, right? Casual pressure to practice in a public space. Would I do that to you? Yes, but only by accident. The thing is, she's responding to things because she can hear me in person. You don't know why she responded so quickly right away. Anyway, my mother said Noah would not stop singing, right? She said it aggressively. And I was terrified. But, you know, like, the lesson actually sunk in, and I was the most annoying person in high school because I was nearly always listening to music because it's a way to dampen anxiety. But if a song just hit right, I'd sing to it anyway. Badly. And in public. No, I wasn't a theatre kid, but somehow I was twice as or 3 times as annoying, right? I don't even know how it happened. Like, they tell stories about theatre kids who turn up in public and sing, and, like, no one likes it when people are playing music from speakers on, or just their phone on public transport, right? Because you're kind of insisting that you're, I know, I didn't start sleeping around until later, so I don't think it would have fit in. It's just like, we recognize that you don't want someone to say, I am the most important person in the room, so my music taste will be forced upon all of you. Right? Especially in a very public space. But I still have sympathy, or hell, just like empathy, because I've done it myself, with the feeling of knowing that there is a song inside you, it feels really good, it's got to come out in some way, so it's going to be loudly expressed from your lungs. Whether skilled or not, welcome or not, it's gonna happen. Just because it's sad boys. Is that amazing tweet? I'm gonna look it up because I'm just that bad. Alright. No, not getting it. Anyway, Comrade sends it to me occasionally, right? It's just like, I'm sad. A thin boy with a guitar. I'm sad. I'm fucking sad. And then me. This is good music. I like this. It's exactly how I feel a lot of the time. I like that music. Often. Anyway. That music that comes out is, like, I got sympathy for it because it's not only one, how I feel, but a lot of the time. But it's not a massive sin to enjoy something so loudly, and hopefully infrequently, and if someone's like, hey dude, please shut the fuck up, like, to do so. It's also notable that all the shame or frustrated and or angry attempts to get me to stop never worked for longer than a day or more. Who knows, right? Maybe a little more.
It was in a gale that she set sail. He kissed his love goodbye. She watched the craft sail out of sight.
Heave away my laundry pillars.
And she prayed
Just the lyrics, please.
in the deeps to
And lyrics by Justin E. Bell. That's interesting. No, that's getting me a Spotify track. That's not what I want at all.
in words that night re-echoed in her ear.
Okay, let's start the next one. I'm just going to do a couple of bars.
Here's some that's bound for Han and say, and
No, I don't know this one very well. We're going back to
it's a fine
Inspirante.
master, thin like a bird.
Heave ho, Inspirante. Oh, Captain Befitos never said a hard word. As we sail all our troubles away, hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave ho, Inspirante. Andre's grace, or we'll all be skinned as we sail down the Deadfire way. We've gone a long way, left our loves behind. Heave ho, Inspirante. Because me a sorrow most unkind. He'll crossing down the Deadfire way. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave ho, Inspirante. Andre's grace, or we'll all be skinned as we sail down the Deadfire way. Alright. That's about as much as I can stand. And Captain is coming to join me. Yeah? Okay, Kitty just wants to sing with us. I don't blame him. He's a good boy. Alright, well that's that. I've actually booted the game already. Yeah, I know. How cool was that? That was a delaying tactic so I could open up pillars and load our save so I wouldn't leave you staring at a mostly blank screen for a bit. How good's that? Comrade, maybe. I don't know about that. It's just like shanties sound very similar. And some of them are the same songs too. Just at least I'm pretty sure like Barrett's Wael is slightly rewritten, of course, but is mostly the same. Yeah, he's a loud kitty. And rebooting, thank you. I appreciate it. I do a lot of singing, whether good or not. One of them, there's a particular song by Slowly, a couple of songs by Slowly from their new album being released in November that are essentially playing in my head on repeat the whole time. They're just really good. I can't play them here, but I can tell you to go look them up, right? Forget You and Nothing On. Lovely band from Sydney. Anyway, I was gonna practice singing at least one or two of them, and I can't right now. Oh well. Oh, rebooting. God, yeah. You know, I'd miss it too, and I'd only realize like months later, weeks after I get out of the hospital, that I haven't felt free or alone in the sense that I can't do that.
You probably have some questions about what we've been doing.
Maya, we do. We essentially help someone not get mobbed, and then gave him a note, and then Conrad's like, minor spoilers, Chief dies. I'm like, what? So Maya, sighs, nodding. We're going to get more information. Let's go.
We found Harama in quite a state, didn't we? It's no wonder you'd be curious about what's going on.
Yes.
Harama is a sociable type of guy. Getting to know people is as easy to him as breathing is to you or me. Atsura set him loose so he can get to know as many people as possible.
2. He's a spy.
That's one way you could put it. He's keeping an eye on Tikawara. Who comes and goes, what sorts of things they discuss.
Ah, yeah, true. Hopefully so you can get that fixed. That's progress too. Like, I don't want to make it, don't want you to spill too much information on public space, but like, potential development is good.
Atsura is committed to a more peaceful Deadfire. But he's just one man. He needs good people to shoulder the burden with him.
I don't... Game voice is very quiet. I'll turn the game sound up. Like, it does vary greatly. about how much. Yeah, that should be much better. Thank you. Delivering letters to spies, technically assassins. Exactly. I mean, if you're one and you don't have limited resources, you might be called to do the second, right? Anyway, I don't like this. Atsura is committed to all peaceful Deadfire. Using, like, trying to ensure peace through violence. All right. Pelagine tips her head up and smiles. Like, she likes that too. She's dutiful. The difficult thing in the garage where it's cold. All right. Sounds good, Emma. The Harama is just eyes and ears?
Only Atsura knows for sure. Harama might not even have all the facts.
Do you know Maya?
I certainly don't.
Hey? What's to stop me from telling Onakazu and Aruihi about this?
Don't be dense. They're smart enough to assume that Rawatai has spies.
Alright. Fine.
And if they're really smart, they're spying on us too. Though I doubt it.
Takeru does not like that. He does something fucking hilarious too. Who wrote that? That's a cartoon character's response. That mob said he had coded missives. Was that true?
Maybe. Probably.
Maya shrugs. Bitch. Come on.
Let's just say we're not the first people to deliver Harama a missive that looked like one thing and read like another.
What have we been delivering, Maya?
Truthfully? I don't know. They looked like ordinary documents to me, but I'm sure that's how Atsura wanted it.
What do you think? Does she know at this point, or does she discover and tell us tearfully? We find out, because, Comrade knows.
Atsura has a new code for every hour of the day. He probably has cipher keys tattooed all over his body.
That's all, for now.
You have every reason to be suspicious. Just trust me that this is all for the best. I wouldn't lie about that.
That's not a binary. Some people's best is not the best for everyone. Oh, fuck. Punched myself right in the chest on that one. Let's be off. Emotionally. Otherwise you would have seen it, right? Or heard it.
They'll never know I'm here.
Not going to punch myself in the chest for a matter of demonstration. I think I tried to open that chest and steal it anyway. What if you use the ciphers in different ways, Luxie? Use one cipher to tell you what cipher is appropriate for this day, and that rotates on a yearly basis. Alright, both of you just picking apart the Spy Master. See, Maya was hoping that you pay attention to that and not question her about some other things. I'm just causing trouble, don't worry. Yeah, ashamed that we did not get to do the drum. The pyro worker. Wow, time's big in the dark. How do you know about... Okay. Yeah, we were looking for extra info about this shit, the drying shed, right? Leave on foot and just see if there's anything more we can pick up in the area.
I can't wait.
I kind of like how often we interrupt our poor child trying to say something. I can't wait. I don't remember her name. Vela, thank you. Vela from Vela's Fall? Not in this timeline. Oh, right. What? Up, child. Oh, good, it did load. That was close. Sinepo Beach. Something about the curve of the path ahead of you gives you pause. The obscured sight lines, you recognize this as a good site for an ambush. At the same time, you don't hear anything out of the ordinary. Actually, you don't hear anything at all. No hum of insects, no rustling of animals. The air is stilled. Search for the presence of other minds where Cyphillers do it. Look your mind to the surroundings, seeking higher thoughts. Sure enough, you sense a pulsing, baleful hostility nearby. Aggressive moments. Sneak! He's the sneakiest. It's actually Maya. As you move carefully forward, you spot a massive loggerfett slinking through the wild growth. Even crouched, the wilder towers among the tropical trees, and it wears a bleached skull on its head. Neat. Lagerfeth doesn't seem to have spotted you. Yet. Shock ability. Hell electricity at it. Nice. We all got shock abilities? That's great. Yeah, her revenge swept across the land. What can you do? A crackling bolt from an item? Oh, no, you've got the whole set. That's the spirit. Now, like, hilarious. Excellently, these use a resource if it's a spell or something similar that has a resource. So instead, let's just use the thing that happens, we can do roughly every minute. Bright white electricity pours forth, striking the Lagerfeth. Sparks fly from the creature's webbed fingers as the light arcs between its sharp teeth. Sizzling and smoking, the creatures flee into the wild. In its wake, the Lagerfeth left some fish, a few of its poisoned barbs, and a well-crafted club. Fine club? That's interesting. A lot of problem solving is good. I'm glad it is included. It's randomized loot. It's generally not worth spending too much time taking an eye. Yeah, it is a shame. I can't go into much detail, but I am like that poor fish dude for his lunch. Or his fish lunch, too. But it's just, like, I had to take today off work because I can barely concentrate on anything that requires too much thought without being hit. And so I'm probably doing, almost certainly taking tomorrow off as well. But I intend to leave the house, not just go for a walk. It's just, things are hard sometimes. And you get crushed up against the reality that sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you try, you can't have everything you want. The scent comes upon you gradually as you travel. It smells of the kitchens of Cadnua, of honey, cinnamon, and fresh bread, of meals, shared with those now absent. Off the path, you catch a glimmer of movement. Something large and bulbous stares beyond the trees. Oh, it's Sneak again. You succeeded? Yeah. 6 body assist, of course. Near the center of a nearby clearing stands a Delumgan, ending to a large spore. The Delumgan seems formed of living tropics with vibrant flowers cresting her head. Her shape suggests it of an elf, replete with pointed ears. That's lovely. Examine. Oh, that's good. The bulbous fungus towers taller than an armoire, its fleshy fronds hanging over its bulging stalk. Hot. A miasma of yellow dust hangs around it, gently stirring in the light breeze. A dank spore. The dankest. You can barely make out the recumbent form of some unfortunate kith tangled in its roots. The essence the spore sucks from its victim, glimmering along its length. Notices you will likely attack, and inhaling the spores cladding around it could confuse your senses. Let's approach rapidly. Delungan looks up as you enter the clearing, eyes widening slightly as she takes you in. She tenses, if wooden muscle can be said to do so, shifting her hands forward, fingers bending into wicked claws. Apparently we're aggressive? Like the cub that knows no better, you tread where others fear. Your voice rumbles like a falling tree limb. Tell us why. Back off, you yellow leaf bastard, or I'll turn you into firewood. What's a fine lady like yourself doing in a dark wood like this? A quiet droning like that of a beehive begins somewhere nearby. Do not trifle with us, Kith. Are you in trouble? Do you need help? I'm flirting with a tree. She says nothing for a moment, her head tilting to the side. Why do you ask this? Do you think we fear the spore? She smiles and brushes a hand along one of the spore's fronds. We have nothing to fear here. I was just going, actually. No. The word seems to come from all around you as a breeze stirs the leaves. Delmgan straightens, its wooden lips parting into a curl. Will not allow you to bring others to this place. Come on, man. We tried. We didn't want to solve all our problems with violence. I wanted to solve them with flirting. When we manage it, that's a lot of fun, is it not? Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh god, look at this party. They haven't had a party like this in a while. Alright, Dank Spore is going to cause too much trouble if we just let it live. How about... No, not around you. That's not great. Crush damage to enemies. Love it. How about you just...
This will do.
You can attack at range. How about you do that? Do some cool stuff with it.
There's it makes no difference.
Jesus, Edna. What is going on there? I love that they just run up to you.
Sure.
Alright, I guess you get up in melee. He's a fighter paladin, that's right. No hostile effects. Greater lay on hands. Man, I should have played a paladin. Slam is not a paladin, but is... I don't know, I think they're cool. Anyway, let's light up. 5 searing projectiles. Let's light up this dank. And we'll enjoy it. Oh! Alright, not bad. Now, bonk it!
Insides burn.
Finish the spoiling. It's too close to Wael and I'm worried.
I got this, Captain.
Mind blades!
Your orders?
Very good, very good. Spore-coated grimoire.
Not a problem, Captain.
I think our combat difficulty is still set to easy or casual, maybe. But I'm fine with it for now. If we walk through too much combat and it gets a bit boring for us, then I'll turn it up again. Thank you, Palagino, for lighting up that dank for us. Yes, love that dank. Yeah, of course rebooting. It, like, totally allowed... there clearly wasn't a non-violent outcome. We're like, alright, bye. And maybe if you don't make it angry at all, but it's still... Maybe then we won't let other people find where you are. It's just justification. They wanted to kill you anyway. Loot. A club? Amazing. The ring of minor protection is actually pretty good though, because I know for a fact Palagina is not wearing rings. Boop. Minor improvement. Happy to have it. It is nothing. I always like to try and equip party members even if I'm not using them. There was a particular game, I think it was Neverwinter Nights 2, I think, where at some point, at a dramatically appropriate point, party members can be turned against you. I think it's near the very end. And if you don't equip them with stuff, they specifically say, and you never gave me any good loot. I'm like, oh. Well, now I feel bad. Thank you. Rumbling reaches your ears first, a low growl from the land before being pierced by the cry of a distant bird. The ground sits vibrating beneath your feet, the growing roar of the stampeding beasts echoing around you. Rise to a crest, finds that the stampede is past, now only a rumbling cloud in the distance. As the dust settles, you note that a few of the boar remain, fallen and still with large feathered darts protruding from their fur. You unequip them like before the fight. Good. A single upright boar remains, a piglet nudges its snout against one of the prone beasts. Oh! Oof. Sneak closer. Pick your way down the rise and approach the downed boars. They seem to be breathing, albeit shallowly. Not sure how long they have before they meet the wheel. Attempt to heal the boars. Benevolent. Survival 10, Survival 2, I think it's probably going to be Survival, right? I think it is. Oh no, it's using ability. Yeah, cool, alright, go on Splurge. One of the boars fights to its feet, shaking itself roughly to throw off the darts with a series of snorts. The others seem beyond help. One of the boars fights to its feet. Okay. Spin on the heel at the sound of flapping feet and find yourself staring down a group of Lagerfeth hunters. With a gurgled hiss, they advance upon you. It does fit that Adair's doing it. The first Noah Caldwell Gavay video I watched was the Neverwinter Nights retrospective, where he goes through both expansions, all of the custom modules, there's like up to 9 or up to 5 or so, that were packaged with the Enhanced Edition, Neverwinter Nights 2, both expansions of Neverwinter Nights 2. And he talks about the themes, how well it integrates D&D 3rd, not 3.5, 3rd edition, how what it's like. Well, 3rd edition for Neverwinter Nights 2, and what it was like to integrate the Aurora toolset as opposed to the others. The plot of all of it, how he really didn't like the first game's plot, but then again, no one did, and like chief echoing stripped. And his memories of how important the game was to when he was growing up. And like, it's 4.5 hours long, but it was the perfect video to get me into watching these incredibly long. Oh, just getting bore meat. Pork.
I got this.
It was a perfect video to get me into these sort of
Leave it to me.
really long, in-depth, retrospective and introspective videos about games. And that actually got me into Action Button, which at times I enjoy more. Just because it goes on longer and weirder tangents. Right? And I love that. It's also funny that every now and then my essay writing is like, please stay on track. And I'm like, no, the best essays I've ever read / watched. Ramble all over the place and then tie it in together. Hey, the romances, everyone does! Because they didn't get a chance to implement them correctly. Oh boy. Oh boy, yes they do. It's really funny. The writers actually really fucking hated how they were implemented because they did their best and they ran out of time, and so instead of giving you choices, they just kind of forced romance on you. Which hilariously is the issue Emma Stitches and I had playing Divinity Original Sin 2. It was just kind of nice to one of the characters, and they're like, because we're dating now. I'm like, what? A close friend, one I like a lot, and haven't seen in a little while, and I miss her dearly. She's like the first Bishop was the first bad boy to like really hit hard. She's like, oh no, this is awakening something terrible, and now she's like, I have bad taste. Like whatever, I get it. Bishop's cool. You haven't played enough Winter Nights. I mean. Neverwinter Nights 2 is just like that. It's just not good. That's all. It feels forced, and it's never a good thing to enjoy in a romance, right? I did enjoy Meryl a lot. I rivalmanced her in the most recent playthrough of Dragon Age 2. And hilariously, I'm playing Inquisition now, and I straight up cannot decide. Whoops. Whether I'd like to romance Cassandra or Dorian. We just met Dorian because I'm doing the mage. I'm recruiting the mages first. Nearly 100% of the hinterlands on the first time through, and I'm like, Jimbles, for fuck's sake, you're doing it again. Stop it. Stop it, buddy. The overwhelming advice is get out of the hinterlands. Do not do all of it at first because it's the most boring. This driftwood frame is strung with bones and seashells. They tinkle in the breeze. Exactly! I did romance Sanders. He's not my favorite, but I've got a really big soft spot for him. And the funny thing is, it just keeps happening. I was saying something, I lost my train of thought. That's what keeps happening. It makes sense that a Jimbles is like, you know what's really cool? The terrorist mage who's doing something awful and hates that process but realizes he has to do it for change to happen. I wonder what that is. I wonder what Jimbles might like there. He just wants to burn down a symbol of control. Anyway, he has to do it. He's possessed. You rivalmance him completely, and he's like, I don't want to do this, please get me out. And then Justice takes over and is like, not letting you. Get out of my sight. Oh, the tragedy. The glory and beauty in that pain. Oh, I love it. Anyway, well, that's gonna hit all our people. That's gonna hit all our people. Just they don't need that much attention, that's all. So zapping enemies! Gotta have at least one thing that'll work, right? Oh, Gina, could you move a little faster, please?
No, cannot do that.
Alright, fuck you.
Hitting the water.
Hey there.
He and Justice corrupted each other. Yeah, Justice was, like, intent to be the spirit of justice and got attached to Ender's desperate need for freedom and separation from the circle, right?
Oh, this isn't how I usually work.
Oh, good job, buddy. And he got injured. Amazing. Sections of the boulder have been etched with strange runes and glyphs. Many of them seem to represent local plants and wildlife.
Isn't this something?
Yeah, the whole thing of embodiments of single concepts do not work in the not fade. Yeah, and also
Give me a real challenge.
Solus and Cole essentially state that like all demons were corrupted virtues, or and demons can be uncorrupted, turned back to virtues, because they're not seen as strictly like a demon is just a classification term that people who don't live in the Fade use for an aggressive spirit, right? So, is it a corruption or a change? It's just uncontrollable.
That looks like it hurt.
Yeah.
What's to command, Captain?
Anyway, it's fascinating. Anders could have said at any point before the whole mass murder, but he does a lot of the time. Also doesn't have complete control over himself. He gets possessed when he tries to not do a mass murder thing. It also changes a lot depending on your
Do I say?
your relationship with him. If you're a big friend, he's like, you've always stood behind me. There's going to be nothing wrong when we blow up the Chantry. It's going to rock. Hell yeah. And the Justice has little to do with it. It doesn't force him. Vengeance doesn't force him to do it, right? Yeah, well, Hawk's an idiot. Or not an alchemist. Like, that's the whole point. The best thing, like, it's justified well. Written in that, like, Hawk the mage, who may have a high intelligence, is not trained as an alchemist. We're going to have everyone move close so we can actually get a better chance at this. There you go.
Consider it.
Halogene did very well. Fuck, I just had this conversation. No, it feels really fresh and raw. I was talking a little while ago about my romance over the whole series, and it's Morrigan and Alistair. I don't always play a female main character. And then next favorite is probably Anders or Fenris. Fenris is a big wolf boy. Love that. Except I hate studying with the Templars. So you got to be real good friends with him. Leander stealth romancing you. It's pretty funny too. He gets attached earlier than you imagine. Yeah. And then in game 3, almost certainly Blackwall, which gets me a lot of odd looks, but I love Blackwall. Favorite kind of sad boy. Amazing. He doesn't have boy, you know, but he's certainly sad and regretful. Anyway. You can! You're the first one rebooting. I always get a lot of judgment for that. Anyway, you find an old stone coffer, pitted and mottled by long exposure to the elements. The lid is cracked, but the thick woody vines like giant's fingers hold it in place. Alright, well, let's just pull it apart. Adair rips the tendrils off the chest. Vines hungrily creep up to entangle it again, but Adair's tear at them faster than they can grow back. In the midst of all this, you were able to get the lid off the chest. 8. You retrieve an antique bronze hatchet, pulling it from the coffer, even as the vines feebly grasp at it with hungry tendrils. This can only be good. Beyond Seth, awesome. Love it. Eat shit plants. That's actually pretty good. I like that. I like weapons that are particularly good against a certain type of enemy. Just thematically, they're interesting. I don't think they're amazing to have. Like, I'm going to equip my characters with this, and they will use it all the time. But it does lead to a kind of play that I'm too lazy to do, which is optimizing before each fight. But thematically, they're great. Dragon Age 2 with the best cards. Yeah, absolutely. It had a style of writing that you don't get in video games that often, at least in like large AAA games, which is like, grab a bunch of interesting people, put them in place, watch things happen. Right? Yeah? Absolutely. It just didn't... That doesn't happen that often, but it's often the best advice to how to write good stories. Redemption Seeker, try and live up to someone who helped him be better. Exactly, I love it, and that beard is sexy. Cast of fuck-ups, yeah. It'll let the story happen over the course of years. Yeah, absolutely. It's very important to let that happen. And again, the bits that Dragon Age 2 failed in were the bits that were very video gamey, and the bits that were absolutely fantastic were the writing, and the setting was fantastic. Cast of fuck-ups. There's the trend that I've noticed in a lot of RPGs that are like, all of these characters are very normal, except they have one massive, very strange thing that they hold to eternally, and it makes it very difficult to dissuade them from it. And it is also generally in opposition to another character, so they can bounce off each other. It can get exhausting if they don't seem to have many other personality traits. This is particularly obvious in... Nope, sorry, brain is occupied. Some days like this, I say that my brain is spending like 70 or less right now % of its like just power running in circles and doing useless shit. And I hate that because it makes me dumber and also frustrated that I can't make it do what I want. I remember because Mako mentioned it. I'm like, yeah, they're all like that. Actually, honestly, Pillars 1, in a number of circumstances, like Durance, he's got it's got one big thing that has most of his... Yeah, the brain flops, exactly. Kind of been aching to play Mass Effect too, Mass Effect as well, so since I got the Legendary Edition, so I'm probably going to finish Dragon Age Inquisition, then do Mass Effect, right? But I also need to do university work. I spent 3 hours on it today. I think I did about an hour's worth of work. But the group leader sent me an email that's like, hey, you did good work today. Thank you for trying. So, fuck life is hard sometimes, and I've got it pretty good. A large Lagerfeth, a broodmother by her size and crest, surfaces from a pool. Around her neck hangs a knotted cord strung with shiny odds and ends. She chirrups softly. As you draw closer, she gargles in agitation, but does not attack. She dives back down and disappears. You hear splashing and chattering coming from further up the slope. Fascinating.
Usually this would be where they tear your throat out.
So this is fascinating, right? It feels like we're leaning towards saying, like, hunt down the Lagerfeth broodmother. Do we have to, right? The video game is signposting... Also, video games give us this option, a lot of the time, to find non-violent solutions. But sometimes, it's like... You as a player are aware... Yes, of course we'll sing. Are aware that there is a non-violent option before the characters ever would. Right? We killed several Lagerfeth as we walked up here. We shocked one to death and stole its lunch. It's a little while ago. But here we have a non-violent solution. And it feels jerkish that we walk up and we like, kill 12 of them, and then the first one to be like, no, please don't. And then we get the option to. I don't know. it kind of sucks. And I don't have a solution for it, except I should note that your tabletop role-playing game players will almost certainly have non-violent solutions when you expect them to have violent solutions, and have exactly what measure is a mook is the TV trope page. I recommend you take a look, because understanding story tropes is a good way to get better at writing. Just because you're better at analyzing things. Like, at some point you got to put down the webpage and pick up your tablet and do some writing, but, you know, it's good practice. Cat Cafe Manager. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, immediately hostile responses, defending yourself. But, again, video games very rarely give you, at least in CRPGs, give you the option to, like, use the flat of your blade and knock them out. Right. On the tabletop, generally your players will use a violent solution when you expect them to use a non-violent solution, and use a non-violent solution when you expect them to use a violent one. It's just how it goes. Or your brain pays more attention to those circumstances because it's funnier. Just roll with it. Do what they want to do. Sing to her. Yeah, Slam Shadows is a chanter. He knows the words and the stories. The broodmother stops gurgling and takes a tentative step closer, craning her neck with interest. Other Lagerfeth peer and chirrup at you.
Yeah, because first contacts always tend to go well.
Maya slowly reaches for her weapon. The young Lagerfeth pokes its head out from under one of the adults and burbles happily. The adult ushers it back with a firm claw. It also sucks that these are clearly non-kith, but intelligent, right? They're wilder, they have children, they actively care for the children, they try to communicate. And they're less than traditionally, like... I'm going to use a bad phrase here. They're less than human, you know? That has painful and terrible racial parallels to how we've treated different cultures before. And we're not given the option to do the right thing immediately. It looks smaller than the hatchlings in the cage, but not by much.
Oh, Anna.
Lagerfeth broodmother. Observing the exchange, the broodmother looks to you and then lets out a plaintive cry. Ooh, Anna.
Anna.
It sounds like she's trying to say Juana. Attack the broodmother. No. What, Juana? Snarls and gurgles rise in volume. Now the Lagerfeth bare their teeth at the name.
Oh, Anna.
Broodmother hisses. Her attending warriors brandish spears, clubs, and blowguns.
Can't really blame them, can ya?
Gary raises his finger to speak up, but slowly lowers it. God, they hate each other.
Do not pretend to understand the opinions of fish, I say.
They've been eating sapient creatures. Yeah, look, that's a shortcut, to be honest. To be like, oh, we should, it maybe perhaps not feel too bad about killing this band of creatures that attack us. They do try and eat us. That helps, right? I mean, that's one justification as to how you can kill dragons. They are highly intelligent creatures. Well, yes, but they also eat humans, they also eat humanoids for fun. Some of them. People who say, yeah. Also true. Yeah, I mean, they hate the Juana.
Gelade. I did not even know these Wilder could understand Kith languages.
Yeah, well, prepare to have your cultural walls expanded. They were talking about eating the Lagerfeth, I'm pretty sure.
Hatchlings.
She screeches, not at you it seems, but at what you've said. A flash of anger and pain from the broodmother's mind strikes yours like a gust of heat. Your power allows you to peer into her memories. You see Armoire, huge and terrible, pushing the Lagerfeth deeper into the jungle. The Armoire's language is an unintelligible roar to the broodmother, but she sees her aggression written on the corpses of her fallen kin. She also sees the invaders rounding up the hatchlings and driving them back to their wooden nests by the breach. Then her claws tighten about weapons and tails lash in anger, in eager, hypnotic rhythm. The broodmother watches you. Yes, I saw your hatchlings caged in the village. She screeches with emotion, rocking her whole body back and forth. Her bristling fin flashes like a blade. Now the Lagerfeth bare their teeth, even wider. Turning her attention from you to the formation of Lagerfeth, the broodmother hisses and flicks her tail, gesturing down toward the bottom of the ravine, toward the village. The others bob their heads in agreement.
Oh, Anna.
Turns back to you and growls. I can rescue your hatchlings, but your clan must stay away from the village. The broodmother chitters and blinks at you, tilting her head this way and that. At last, she raises her head and trills to the treetops. One by one, the other Lagerfeth lower their weapons and snap their jaws shut.
Please, hatchlings.
Turns her fish eyes on you.
Oh, we gotta do it.
Oh yeah, we do it there. Lagerfeth's mage. Alright. Steal from that, they get angry at us, we gotta kill them anyway. That'd be sad. Alright, let's go see what we can do. And if nothing else, like, comrade, we're gonna have an answer soon. I'm gonna go speak to them, and if I'm like, hey, can I have those? If they're like, no, I'm hungry, well, we'll know what the fuck they were up to, won't we? All solutions through communication, my friends. Yeah, it was annoying because it was keeping them in a bad way. We came to Tikawara because we went to a plot point and they were like, we couldn't get through the door. And I'm like, well, let's not break in right away. Let's see if we can just maybe talk to the people nearby and ask. Ask if they got a key. And they did. Chief gave us one. So hell yeah. Oh, so that time, let's just steal him, man. We also don't have a solution for this yet.
I'll take a peek.
My god, I think we just can. Anyway, let's ask first.
You need something?
Where is Lagerfeth caged?
Himwehi and the other Mataru found them when they explored the island.
Huh.
Said maybe we train them to build. And if the soil and sea are misers here, then we eat them.
There you go. It was part of their plan.
I do not believe I have ever experienced hunger so great that I would resort to eating Lagerfeth.
A shiver sends a ripple through Palagina's feathers. He blinks at your companion passively, glancing towards the sea with an air of mild impatience. I need to free those Lagerfeth hatchlings.
Are you crazy? Then Himwehi will go and blame me.
His burning eyes meet yours.
You see the woman at the trading post? The angry one?
He grabs your arm with a strong, sticky hand and points across the deck to a scowling woman who stands with her arms folded.
She will have my corpse for bait if you do this.
Why would she blame you?
She despises me. How could disaster not be my fault?
He snarls.
Besides, the Ranga will bury her at high tide if she so much as insults you. Or any foreigner.
I see.
At least go and see her before you release her prizes. Then, maybe I find some other place to be until her anger cools.
He lets go of your arm, leaving behind a few glimmering fish scales. Farewell. It's not great, is it? I'm glad we can go solve this problem.
For what do you linger here? The village is much too quiet.
Her restless hands fidget with a weapon, while her slitted eyes scan the horizon. I need to release the Lagerfeth hatchlings. He throws her head back and laughs.
But you do not laugh. Then you do not joke.
Oh.
For what would I do this foolish thing?
She wipes a tear of merriment from the corner of her eye. I have clans and families. What would you do if someone caged your children? A look of pain and surprise twinges her face. Reveals an old but raw wound to your shrewd gaze. In her mind, you glimpse an image of a demolished village on the cliffs, a broken spear in Muhui's hands, and a slaver's ships disappearing over the horizon.
Then I never forgive them. We must destroy the broodmother now, before she is bolder.
He brushes another speck of moisture from her eye. Well, that wasn't the right option. Let's try again.
For what do you say this again?
They're still young. They don't pose no threat to you.
But soon they get big. Then they are a threat. Or a meal.
The stomach crumbles. Yeah, a lot of shades of bad here. You want them to leave you alone, right? Release their young and they will.
They are animals. They hunt where they smell food, and they smell food in our village.
He leans forward and speaks slowly, as though explaining this to a child.
If I release the young ones, then they attack when they grow big.
I don't think so.
I hope they don't wait that long. I want to see them attack when they're little, with those tiny claws and fish teeth.
Then raise your hand to the little ones, and see how they fight back.
He stares down at Dare as a look of horror overcomes them. Like a fair reclusive by nature, they would avoid the village if you did not have their young.
When they ran from me before, I thought it was only my weapon they feared.
He laughs again, but tapers off into a pensive silence.
But suppose you are right. Then I do not have to suffer their stench.
Yeah, she rubs her chin.
Take the key then, and yell for help if anything goes wrong.
She passes you the key with one hand and hefts a weapon in the other. Dare likes it. Fuck yeah. What a good solution. Okay, man.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need, I can help.
He speaks to the false poise of someone who spends a lot of time practicing in front of the mirror. Hey, fuck you. I found this cowbell reed outside the Koiki hut.
Akira, curious.
Mukumi tips his head with mild interest.
This is a weaver's material, but I say it is everywhere in Tikawara.
He sweeps out his arm to encompass the entire village. Yeah, but Adair, like, do you remember in Pillars 1 where Adair just, like, straight up said something ridiculously racist and then got told off for it? He's not the smartest man. His first impulse is to be, like, caring and kind, but it is still, like, a benevolent sort of patriarchal response. Means well, but isn't it? Yeah, exactly. So now, nothing there. Okay, cool. I mean, that doesn't give us anything extra. Forms of Poko Kahara? No, we gotta go there. We're still on Tikawara. Plucked fruit. Our reed is apparently used in weaving. Alright, well. Hey, Poko, I'm gonna...
You need something?
Do it then.
Watch and learn.
Biscuit hatchling is imprisoned in the Tikawara village. Sure.
Look out! They escape!
It's gonna be so funny if they just, like, rush at someone's face. Leaping from the water, the broodmother eagerly chirps and beckons toward her hatchlings. They rally around her with unbridled joy. She lets out another low-pitched warble when she sees you. I mean, I added a word there. The broodmother makes a show of removing her necklace and laying it out in the sand, then gesturing from you to the necklace and back again. Chirping and waving her crest, the broodmother and her hatchlings dive back into the ocean. Yeah, like, not an animal.
Fat do not come back.
They won't. Like, they are not animals. Just offered payment for services rendered. Constitution and intellect, cruelty and curios. 3% damage. That's great. That's a very, very good magic amulet. Oop. Enjoy. You get spirits and intellect. You've got something better, you'll be fine. Accuracy and spirits, but still. Compared to resolve, nah, you're fine. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good show, old boy. Now, everything is not particularly helpful because not many things have area of effect, but 10%. Well, we know what to do there then. Sorry, lol. Something about Dragon Age 2 I liked a lot is the... You can't just swap people's clothing just because you're a hawk, right? That's weird. Or you're the party leader, you determine what they wear? No. But also, if you are the commander, it does kind of make sense if you equip them with more appropriate stuff. I think I like it when... I just heard a bang. Everything's almost certainly fine, but I'll be back in just a second, okay? Just making sure. Yeah, all good. Ah, look at that. She updated you all for me. Hey, we just want to make sure. There's a stereotype of, like, the streamer, the gamer. Usually it's given to teenagers, but I think it's growing more popular in media to be like, the husband who just like ignores the partner or the kids because they're playing a game or
I see your
streaming.
feet will not let you stay in one place.
His lean face is a pale clay machine of a fish belly. He forces a smile. And I'm just like, it costs me a minute to go check and costs you guys a minute of entertainment. It's just selfishness to not get up. Fell headfirst in that trap. Yeah, I know it's not non-existent. I've got this thing that happens to me a lot. It's that when I'm a member of a group or can be classified as part of a group, the stereotypical worst behavior of that group is something I'm terrified of embodying. Right? And this is why I occasionally, like when I was younger, it was much harder. I had to do some introspection to realize there were bits of it that I liked. There you go. I was going to clip this and say egg. But no, when I was younger, I was not happy being a man. Because there was a lot of actions and stereotypes and things that men did that were awful. And I didn't want to be associated with it at all. And then after some introspection, I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that. Cool, that's good. I can't stop people assuming that is a possibility, but what I can do is do better and then don't have to repeat those behaviors myself. And I accidentally did one anyway. And it hurts. It sucks. And when I'm in a bad mood, I fear them a lot. So gamers doing, yeah, I guess those are actually an inherent requirement. Exactly. You can do better. So like a gamer not caring about their family, playing games and not doing any housework, not like doing any material benefit to the people around them who are doing things to make their life easier. I can't do it, man. I hate it. And I don't actually want anyone to assume I would do that either. Assume, right? And that's also why, like, hey, Jim's very clearly bisexual. He's happy to politely he's happy to be, like, attracted to people of varying genders. Essentially all of them do, just have preferences. So, how do we avoid the depraved bisexual stereotype trope? Well, primarily you be pretty clear on consent and enthusiasm, right? That's the best way to do it. But people assuming otherwise is like a painful, something to reject and stay away from them with as much effort as possible. This unfortunately combines with the knowledge that you can't actually force people to think in one way. You can only influence them. The phrase "you can't make everyone like you" is often used to excuse being a massive jerk, to say that the whole thing's completely out of your hands. Being an inveterate people pleaser and an anxious person, I need to remind myself of the opposite as well, because I'll try, like, my phrase is often, you can't make everyone like you. You can influence it though. So I'm going to say, yeah, you can influence it. You can influence how much people like you by your behavior and what you present to the world. But it is true. You come to a limit and you'll bounce off against it and like, well, I can't do anything more than that, I'm afraid. I'm not the protagonist in a story. And something hilariously, I'm not... Nama's trying to get Marvel's attention. I'm not Commander Shepard or the Inquisitor, right? And it's like, I can't be... people make their own decisions. They're not only reacting to the input I'm giving them. I've got as deep and as complex an internal moral compass in the decision-making process inside themselves to whatever stimulus they're getting and all the stimulus they've received before, that it's not like a video game. I can't just say the right thing at the right time or do the right things, be thoughtful, and then get the best possible outcome. In the end, some people got to make their own decisions. And this does mean that I'm allowed to abdicate responsibility sometimes. That's a hard lesson to learn, man. And thank you, Luxie. I appreciate it. Awareness and thoughtfulness. And hilariously, you use too much of that and you go in the other direction. And sometimes even the analysis paralysis and you just explode. Or get overwhelmed and you have to hide in bed all day. I got out of bed at 10 o'clock in the morning today. So that's better than nothing, right? Also better than yesterday where it was Return to bed 2 or 3 times to be sad. Okay, everybody. We're having a big talky night tonight. Not as much progress in Pillars, but that's alright. I found this Kara reed outside the Queaky hut. It's used in weaving, correct?
Ikira.
Links of the reed in your hands.
It must have come undone from a basket or a mat. These things happen, I say.
Tamao isn't a weaver, is he?
Tamao? He has a spider's craftiness, but no skill for its art. Besides, that is quarru work.
Rongi plays his nostril and nods. We just essentially said in their caste system, hey, this casteless Roparu, he can do weaving, right? And he's like, that's for me. I'm much better than that. Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to pretend. I already know you took the Queaky. He blinks at you, mouth falling open. That was using bluff, by the way. At first, it seems like he's going to protest, and he simply hangs his head in surrender.
I stole the Koiki, not Tamao.
He winces.
Ruanu would have us waste our last Koiki on a ceremony to the gods. I say the seeds must be harvested and planted.
He nods, resolute on this point even as he eases back. I mean, that's true, but still.
So I hide them by the shore, where the sun warms the sand just so. And I wait.
Doing some alchemy there. That's very good. Storing fruit in a moderate heat source. Not a bad way to ease the seeds open.
Ikira, do you cultivate?
Good job, Luxie. His eyes swell open with hope.
Koiki is tough, stubborn. It does not surrender without a fight. I let Amira's hot breath warm the heart of the seeds and tell them to grow.
Yeah, the bird goddess. Hawana often worship her as Hylia. Hylia is the often, like the deity showed to you in Pillars of Eternity 1 as, I found it fascinating for a very obvious reason why, right? The obvious reason why, because we know they're constructed. But I love the idea that the divinities are worldwide, right? And everyone can worship them in their own way, but parts of their portfolio are the same. Why? And I invest that into my spindle shell setting. Fuck, I'm doing 1 class next semester, probably. May even have some time to write. Fuck, that'd be nice. Why frame Tamao? Why not explain it to the chieftain?
Ruanu would not understand. A Kuaru like me is no farmer. It is not my place to decide what is harvested.
He is trying to modernize other parts of your culture, or at least this settlement. He may be more open than you expect.
But if I can spring life from the Koiki seeds, then we have a chance to feed the tribe on a new crop.
Yeah, it's pretty cool rebooting. D&D Pokemon Snap World.
At least, what tribe still lives by the time the fruit grows?
He glances away in sighs. Tamao is an innocent man after all.
What say? He has stolen, insulted us, even hurled insults at the gods.
Rongi spits and wipes his mouth with the back of his hand.
He is no innocent, I say. If birthing a new crop of Koiki means his sacrifice, even Ngati would forgive this.
You can't choose to sacrifice him. Only he could choose to sacrifice himself. Otherwise, it's murder, you idiot. It's just a question of what I tell Makuma.
Ikira, but say nothing.
Rongi takes a step closer, his eyes widening.
If Ruana takes back the Koiki, we will grow nothing else in time to sustain the tribe.
He bows his head, speaking to the ground between his feet. I will consider it.
I beg of you, for the good of the tribe, let Tumau meet the gods that the rest of us might eat again.
Dialogue. Right, so let's go talk to him. Because no matter what you say, like, you need to talk to him to finish the quest, right? And we'll have a vote. Something I don't even know if we did last time we played Pillars. And that's a bit
Maya,
embarrassing.
do you recall the tales or songs of your tribe?
No. I was a hatchling when I left the Deadfire.
Oh, I thought perhaps...
This isn't story time, fish boy. Don't make me send a Shiza after your eyes.
Maya, don't be mean. Okay, so, Makuma.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need, I can help.
Wow, okay, no, we literally can't... Okay. Warden of Almirage. Okay. Huh. Well, then we still need a vote.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need.
I'm gonna help. Okay, option 1. Poko was lying. Tamao didn't steal the Koiki. Or, option 4. We leave and I go tell the other dude. Yeah, I'll keep your secret. So, 1, tell. 4, leave. Gonna come lie down, Marvel? Yeah, you do? Oh. What's going on? Oh, that's a lot of votes for 1. I love that. Poko was lying. Tamao didn't steal the Koiki.
What say? Who speak through a false blowhole?
Makumu narrows his eyes.
Prove it. Show me the real traitor.
I'll have to get back to you about that.
Do not waste.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so I guess I'll think about it is we very literally come back and tell him about it. So now I've got to... Hey, Rongi.
What say? Fred? I weave baskets and mats. In the after, of course, all that I earn go Akira. The Mataru get...
Oh, I gotta go get the fruit. Fucking Jimbles. God damn it. I gotta pick up the fucking fruit, Jimbles. I gotta find a low-hanging fruit and pluck them. Sounds so dumb.
It is a bad omen to have a priestess so young. Age is no assurance of wisdom. Remember Anna?
Still your tongue. Amira's winds will surely carry your words.
Ta-da! Dried Koiki. That's why. Yeah. Gotta reason these cookies out of the seed and non-planter. Now we can put it down. Well, let's do it.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need, I can help.
Found a bunch of Koiki fruit buried by the soil. Sure.
Hidden from all the sand crabs and liars, I say.
Ukumu shows his teeth to Tamao.
Akira, that is no work of mine. Though I want to see you lose a finger to the crabs, digging up the rest.
Tamao spites in spite of himself, his teeth red with dried blood.
I say I'm beyond finished. For this, I'll feed you to Ngati myself.
Ukumu unsheaths his dagger and advances on Tamao. Is this really necessary?
With respect, it is not for you to question how I protect the tribe and appease the gods.
There's a severe look to you.
Unless you think someone else is to blame.
It was Rongi. The dagger bobs in Makumu's hand, his pinched glare hovering on Tamao.
Akira, this is true? Why would Rongi do this?
One of the Koiki sees the sprout.
What say? He thinks a weaver knows better than the Ranga what to do with our fruit?
His grip tightens on the hilt of his dagger.
2 traitors. But only one deserves death this day.
Resolved, Makumu nods to himself and presses his lips together. Without another word, he passes you some bottles and shells. I don't want this. I want you to be able to eat. I also would love the opportunity to tell him to not kill the other one, but I guess this is what we get. Plucked fruit. Done. Brood Mother's Fury. Also done. What? Okay.
So the hatching scampered off then.
Scratches the back of his head and shrugs.
I hope they recall this as nothing but a bad dream. Akira.
Same, buddy. Yeah, the other guy also, like, doesn't need to die. So tell him off me, like, no. I wish there was another way around it. Like, could I open up the Koiki fruit, take out all the seeds, give that to the other dude, return to the dude and be like, I found them all. Sure are eager to kill people. Yeah, but they're starving. They can kill they could kill a single craftsman or person that doesn't work very hard. DM. Right? And in a very brutalist and not actually very effective way, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. I wish, right? But you don't always get the option to do exactly what you want. Sometimes video games are like this. And that's also why it's harder to run a tabletop role-playing game with people than it is to like play or even write a game like this. Because your players will say something like, can I open up the fruit, remove all the seeds, scrape it, sew it shut, and then you're like, what the fuck, I wrote a quest and then you did a thing to... Okay, yeah, go ahead. That's fun though. If it puts you on guard or makes you feel like a fool because you didn't have the answer beforehand, yeah, that's no fun. But I encourage you instead to recognize that not knowing exactly what they're going to do is part of the fun, and they're not making fun of you for not thinking of it beforehand. In the end, as a GM, they're likely just to be pleased to hear you try. They're likely very pleased to have you just give it a go. Where's my friend Deadman? Deadman was very incredibly...
Safe with you, Captain. I just know it is all.
Yeah. Exactly. I also kind of often like quests or puzzles that don't have a solution at all. You just let them figure it out. Once I wrote a quest that was like, this person got attacked by werewolves. They think they may be turning into a werewolf. They want to know more about werewolves because they have no idea what's about to happen to them. You're like, oh, do they want to be cured? You need revenge? Like, no, they want information on werewolves. Here's what the werewolf village is like. Oh, not village, the pack is like. Here's what the town is like. Here's their history and how it interacts. Go, have fun. Anyway, what I was saying about Deadman, a year, maybe 2 years ago now, he ran a one-on-one game of Legend of Five Rings. And I don't know the setting very well. I don't know the system very well. But he was so patient and so kind, and I just had so much fun whiling away the hours, sipping sake, of course, and playing a asexual and lazy matchmaker samurai class. I'm just amazed constantly that he'd have the patience and kindness to not only teach me the setting, but his own story, out of the goodness of his heart. Anyway, insert the copper Uzuma shell key. After you dust away some of the sand blocking the hole, the Mizuma's shell fits perfectly. You've lost the mud. You turn the shell to the right. The resistance it encounters quickly gives way to the sound of gears turning behind the stone. The door slowly rises. The opening discharges a breeze of stale air and something else, a feeling which emanates from the yawning darkness that makes your very hair stand on end. He is a lovely guy. Deadman streams, if you're available Sunday nights, he's playing a very chill, very sweet anime game. Hasn't inspired a lust to run and or play an anime game the way Swansong did with Vampire, but still good. Just doing one check here. Storms of Poko Kahara, no suggested companions, or we're okay. We will, yeah. We'll do some more of that later. Sup, baby? What's going on in this ruin, hey? A thin layer of sand and dust has settled upon these crates.
I want to throw the first punch.
One at a time, children. Striding alongside the sanguine figures depicted on this mural, you notice what might appear to be Huana. That... You know what, it's harder to do on the spot, and you honestly gain no benefit from improvising, unless, I don't know, not none. You gain a lot of benefit from writing beforehand. Your flavor text, right? If you can pre-write interesting things, dungeon, an area, a map, an encounter, if there's just a few cool things, TM, right? You add a lot to your setting, to your world. Palagina can deal with it. Good job, Maya. Right? Actually, benefit to like write down 2 or 3 interesting things about the area you're going to be exploring or going through.
I got this.
Even if they're just like about the enemies they fight, right? Just let your players like go wild. That's one of the best things I noticed about
Thanks for letting me tag along. The Deadfire is awfully big for this little Orlin.
That they have those cool bits to throw in. The outer wall of this room seems to be buckled inward under a tide. Sand and rubble.
Speak freely.
Empowered attacks. Man, I need to remember to do that. We can do that.
Give me the order.
Cooler air wafts up from the fissure in the floor. Will be much easier than trying to get Slam to get melee kills on Kith. Spark practice. Maybe we'll be stealthing soon. There it is! Adra.
You pushed her! Merle, she came after me.
Valero and Dueno. Oh, okay. It just plays it again.
You pushed her!
Question, why does she
came after me.
Hello, Kite. Nice to see you today. Welcome to the chat. I honestly hope you have a good time. Does shaky wielding count as two-handed? I don't know. How shaky is shaky, right?
And what do we have?
Well, you may need to clarify the question a little more. Like, what's shaky?
Yeah.
Currently, Slam's 1-1. Two pistol benefit from two-handed style. Ah, okay, good question. No, I'm actually pretty sure it doesn't, which is disappointing in some respects, right?
Unfortunate.
I'm not saying it's...
Let us not repeat history.
Honestly, it is unfortunate. It kind of sucks that that is how they decided to go. Because that would make it easier to dual wield some of the benefits. Apparently, barbarians get a benefit if they're in melee and using a blunderbuss. They get their carnage style, their carnage AoE damage, but only if they're in melee with the blunderbuss, and they don't often use it by default in melee. So you need to move them in or have them leap, and then use it. Now that sounds fucking neat for dealing AoE damage. Mural depicts Wano and Egwithan figures gathered before a blue flame. Ah! Thank you, conspicuous panel. I would never have known. Stained with blood. Crocodilian idol is unfamiliar to you. Wano carvings along the offering bowl suggest it was once revered. Yeah, grog. Yeah, braces. Cool, resistance to dexterity affliction is lovely, but unlikely to come up. Well, when it does, I won't notice. I don't pay a lot of attention, remember? Jimbles is here to read out box text.
What do we have here?
What's that trap, huh?
Wait, look. Mm-hmm.
The braziers' rolling flames give off intense light, but no heat. There it is. Boy. Loose stone, a mason of a loom. Oh, lovely.
Absolutely.
Get him!
Can't get a clean hit. You see
A little
that?
bit. Nope. Too much.
That's the stuff.
Okay, a little bit more. Shiza. We're trying to do something. It's potentially not useful. Nope, we're good. Here, Maya, reload and use an empowered shot to just fuck him up, man. Get him.
Can't get a clean hit.
1 out of 5. 1 out of 10. Have I played Chanted before? Yeah.
You were saying?
In Pillars 1, Slime Shadows was a chanter. Now he's a chanter cipher. I found chanters was so interesting that one of the first times I played through Pillars 1, I created one as a companion. Just like a random adventure, just because I loved it.
Chisel and some wheelbarrows.
I remember anxious and excitedly going into Golem King's room because we lived together at that point and saying, dude, they fixed Bard in an interesting way. They just make it by default that you're always using your Bardic inspiration, and they do different things. I think chanters are great, but I haven't, like, you're wielding in a duel. How does empowering work? Easy. So, it is just a benefit to something, right? You get once per encounter, only, and about 3 per rest, and it does a power level boost. And a power level is just like a factor that alters how effective it is, how much damage it does, how easy it is to resist. If you click in power and click on yourself, you get a bunch of your own casting resources back. So wizards do it, you get 1 spell per level. Back. Easy. Click it on an enemy out of nowhere, it increases the power level of your regular attack. Click it on a spell or ability, it increases the power level of that, so it's harder for them to resist, it does more damage, it just makes it better. There are some class abilities, when you level up, that just straight up allow you to do it more. Lights and shapes seem to stir just beneath the surface of the Adra, rippling past in irregular motions. If you need a tabletop equivalent, and since that's what we do here on the channel, you can see empowering as spending a hero point. Like, I really want this thing to succeed. I want to spend more effort on it, on a harder to repair resource. How do I do it? Repeat? Want me to repeat it? It makes things better, in short. Like, it's another resource you can spend to... Oh, come on. I thought that counted. Anyway. It's another resource you can spend to either restore your spells and abilities, or deal extra damage or make some of them harder to resist. Minor figures prostrate themselves before a blue flame. They wanted to know whether Luminous Adder was here? We've got the answer. Yeah, totally is. We've got lots of Luminous Adder. Tactically, if you want to play for the mechanical challenge, the game is better played on turn-based. And I note, Comrade pointed that out to me and spent a bit of time telling me about it too, which I gratefully, highly appreciate. I often find on my lower difficulties using a power to restore resources.
Well, I don't see the point. Ishi gets it.
Luminous Adra appears infected, taking on a darker hue as it descends. Oh no, red lyrium! Yeah.
What have you done?
I found him like this. Why is your blade drawn?
They went mad. They killed each other.
You're crazy. Stay back.
Yeah, I like the non-turn base as well. It is enjoyable. Got an expedition log. It is enjoyable to play at speed. And like pause frequently. That's how CRPGs were often made. It's fun to think at speed and have to make decisions quickly, and it also gives me an out to say, if I didn't make the best technical decision, I didn't have infinite time. It's not my fault, lol. Yeah. This leather-bound logbook has property of the Valian Trading Company stamped inside its cover. Most of the pages are dark brown and stiff, stained with some dark, aromatic beverage. A few pages have been ripped from the end. We set out at dawn on orders from Governor Albari. She's heard rumor of Luminous Adra at a place called Poko Kahara. Unfortunately, the place is said to be surrounded by storms, and it doesn't appear on any of our charts, but we're told the locals at Tikawara may be able to help. 20, Priaton. I've heard stories of bad run-ins with Huana tribes, but Chieftain Rana and the tribe at Tikawara welcomed us warmly. Fed us as well as could be expected and marked Poko Kahara on our maps. He seems to believe that the storms are magical or else the will of the gods. I hold out hope that they can be stopped. 1. Margeton left for Poko Kahara this morning. Vector wasn't happy about being left behind, but he was too sick to travel, and Beza was losing patience. Haven't seen a Rautine ship since we left Nekataka, but she's still afraid that they'll beat us there. Storms were some of the worst I'd seen, but we made it. Set up camp by the cliffs, but we're all looking forward to getting into the ruins. At least it'll be dry in there. We lost Kiana and Laura today. I don't know what, but something about this place seems off. The others feel it too. Question mark. Maljeton. The murals here are incredible. Proof that the Griffins met the ancient Huana 2,000 years ago. That they might have even built this place. I keep trying to explain this to Beza, but she won't listen. Maljeton. We found the top of the Adra vein. It's glowing, but Beza says we have to go deeper. Interesting, interesting. Oh, right. get more out of the synergies, and the synergies are necessary by the higher difficulties. Upon this mural, an Igwithan raises a sacrificial knife over a plaint. Why a figure?
Give me a real challenge.
Ah, shit. Probably pronounced John. Sorry, Lexi.
Be cautious.
I'm not actually great with... Whoa!
Show 'em how
There were
it's
desert
done.
imps. Okay, I didn't notice that. Okay, so, for example, this thing is near death. I want to get kills with Maya's weapon that are empowered. So empower this on the desert imp, which is going to attack. Hopefully, we'll be able to see the calculations. Maya crits. 2 hit, you can see that. It overpenetrated by 7. There. High level scaling because it turned it up, the base penetration. And accurate, Blight Heart's inaccurate. Did not specifically... Actually, it says plus 15% due to two-handed styles. It was entirely possible it does work. Anyway. It didn't point out where the power comes in, but weirdly enough, it didn't... Use in each character once per encounter and restored upon waste. But weirdly enough, it like... No, don't change weapons. Can do it. Maybe you can't empower on regular attacks. Which would make sense, although it's a little disappointing. Given that it means like... Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I need to empower abilities.
Your orders?
You can't empower regular attacks. I always thought you could. The number didn't go down. And this didn't go up. So, okay, we've learned something new. The 3rd time I played through is kind of embarrassing. Anyway, it is break time. I'll be back in 15 minutes. There will be a break. You'll hear the lovely ambient sound in the background. And I will return with not a cocktail because I drink a little bit more than is healthy. So, back soon, okay? Be good.
I'm learning a lot. I can't wait to make some new friends. Thanks for letting me tag along. The Deadfire is awfully big for this little Orlin.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, Adaria's in the same room. When you start the game. I don't think there's a way to finish Pillars 1 with him dead. Oh no, he could just be dead. I suppose. Jeez. Can't imagine what playing through would be like with the dead. I'd load my save. Fucking hell. I'm pretty curious about the Americans over sweetening and Australians over salting, because, like, salting is a... Yeah, Pillars 1 is in the first town. You can't get him right away. He's underneath the hanging tree, and you need to have a conversation and then with him, and then have a conversation with the Watcher that is dead. Kite, I'm afraid I cannot give you any extra information. Like, in Pillars 1, he's in the first town called Gilded Vale, and you can't leave without him. Pretty sure. And in Pillars 2, he starts on the ship. He's your friend. Yeah. Some town is Aloth, Gilded Vale. Just wander around, talk to people. Like, it's hard to fail. If you're short on time, and that's why you feel impatient when playing, just try and remember what you do in small segments. Like, it's not a bad thing to go, I don't know if I remember exactly the last time this happened, and what I was doing. So try and write down or read your journal. Your in-game journal. Tells you what you should be doing, right? Otherwise, you can give it a quick Google or just wander around. That might be what stands to reason. Yeah, yes please, Kite. And while Kite types, rebooting, like...
Let's go.
Salt acts as a flavor enhancer until it dominates the flavor profile, right? So that it's... I know it's possible to over-salt things, but generally I'd consider... that point is not subjective the way over sweet could be. No, it stands to reason. It's a family trait. Emma Stitches, most of her family is like
predator in the water.
Highly enjoys
for the runway.
Lots of salt compared to other people. I find that particularly funny. It's why there are like salt containers all over my house. Because for newbies. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Map. World map. There. That's where Adair's friend is. The Songo. Might be simplifying it. Alright, true. I mean, yeah, we're going off what you're quoting, not what the actual study says. Well, I'm not saying that you are a liar, how dare you, I'm just going, it's entirely possible. Alright, so killed it with a hobbling shot. Did that count? But, you can't empower regular attacks. The salt thing is an Emma family thing? Yeah, it's a family taste thing, because also, think about it this way, what is normal and good, when you learn that, most of the time, when you're growing up, right?
Captain?
And since Emma makes me delicious things that make me feel better, like, it's another transition point where I'm sure I like things more salty than others now.
Your orders?
Hey, gunpowder! Bizarre.
Your orders?
Didn't turn out nearly as badly as last time. An old copper key! Very old to be in here. Yeah. Like, it's a family thing in the same way that it would have been an adopted family thing too if there was an adopted child growing up in Emma's family. Right? No worries, Kite. Happy to help. Thanks for restating it. Sometimes that can be frustrating, especially when like multiple of us are saying the same thing and you're like, that's not what I... Sorry. So you did well by making it clear. Soulbound Dagger? Yes, please. Paladin Priest Rook. Cool. Accuracy Corona of the Soul. What does that do? Oh, neat. Pretty freaking cool. It's really horrifying. I haven't had American bread yet. I've had Japanese milk pun. I've had French bread, a lot of it too. It's very tasty.
I see where you're going. There. What did I
Well,
tell
I'm
you?
not going through the door that I'm supposed to go through. No way. Japanese milk bread's really nice too. It's so soft and squishy. It's not surprising. I lost my train of thought. Oh well, sorry. Remembering how a friend cannot have much bread at all. Not just because they're gluten-free. Let's not, shall we?
Hey there. I got this.
Given how traps very often just give you a wound.
Consider it done.
I want to go back to Japan.
Come no closer, fiends.
Coming up the walls, that. That's a lesson for your tabletop games that I'm
You don't see every day.
relatively slowly picking up, and will try and implement the next time I run a session, especially when I'm designing my own counter, which doesn't happen that often. And that's that. A fair fight, or is generally boring, or a fight that isn't just like you fight enemy in a field. It's like,
Take that.
no, boring, don't, ever, waste of time. Immune. Well, I mean that is 0 damage. It's an additional effect though. I bet Maya simply cannot kill them with her.
See that, Ishi? Maybe you're not so bad.
Skeleton's not good against bullets. No, skeleton's good against bullets.
For the homeland.
Showed her by going to the dig site first. No, she's not gone. That's actually what we did in this playthrough. You can pick her up in Nekutaka in the Temple of Gorn. Technically not Gorn, it's the Temple of Aethys, but it is held by Dawn Stars. So don't worry, she's not gone. I made that mistake as well. If you pick up, pick her up first, then pick up Aloth, you get both of them earlier.
Eyes open.
I got this.
So,
I got this.
already too sweet. What did you miss? Your salt tastes were salted. So, what was I saying? Yeah, fair fights are boring, especially in D&D 5 ed. Like, it's even less opportunity to mess with the combat on the battle grid, so actually mess with it yourself.
That looks like it hurt.
This fight was interesting because enemies were joining the fight at different rates in different locations and moving in a way that the party cannot. They're coming up the sides. A game
This I cannot do.
I was recently playing called Solasta has a fight, has essentially 0 straight fights. Oh fuck, they're attacking Vela. I saw that a second before. Nearly every fight has like interactables to push a block on top of an enemy, or multiple heights which give you advantage when attacking because it's built on 5th ed. And more notable, there are some fights with spiders. Those spiders can walk along the walls, and they like to not only walk along the walls but move around the walls so that you can't, like, you can't always target them perfectly. Some of them are further away and they're in the dark, so it's even harder for you to target. Anyway, that was a lot more interesting than just you find enemy in field. So you essentially want your players to be craving a straight fight or something, or you want to give them the opportunity to use their what the fuck? You want to give them the opportunity to use their cool abilities, but also don't just give them a fair fight all the time. It's not as interesting. Oh, it pulled Vela into attack, but then let him walk past. Yeah, to load our saves, so back we go. There we go. But if that one take forever.
At once.
I think it did take forever. We did do it again. We came back to that location later and it respawned slightly tougher spiders, which, you know, fun. And that one was faster because we got better at tactics the more we played. Went higher level.
Yeah, right here.
Even if they were slightly stronger spiders.
Hey there, leave it to me.
And that's... It was good. It was good times. I certainly recommend it. Oh, no worries, Kai. That's what we're here for, you know? there's a community that you don't always get when playing these CRPGs, because it's hard to just like get together with a group of friends who have been playing this game with you to discuss what's going on. Like, oh, did you meet Jodie? No, I didn't. What? Who's Jodie? I never met her.
Whatever.
The bulls.
It's nothing. Scratch.
Oh my god.
Can't get a clean head.
You're gonna have to rest. So you can see when I got started slightly impatient because we needed to redo part of it, my first response is to go faster and stop thinking, which is not how you succeed at difficult games. And that's honestly why I fall back on the, it's fine, you know, Jimbles isn't good at games sort of response, but that's not strictly true, now is it? I want you to look at this one, Adair. Nope, never mind. It's just that I get impatient when my first response to a failure is to repeat. It's like, to repeat it faster. What do I say all the time? Difficulty where you have to walk back a lot is probably my least favorite difficulty. Mind? Come on, Maya doesn't get that many shots. Everyone walk over here. Maya, you reload very slowly, then try and get a wounding shot onto this. Oh, there you go. Good job, Slime.
Your orders?
Yeah?
We've only got 9 to go. We will get that thing to the next tier.
Don't see why not.
Honestly, that sort of behavior, that reaction, small grooves run the length and breadth of this altar, directing the flow of blood towards a central channel. It's like... Oh, it's got burning oil. Okay, cool. It's not a responsible way to play. And it, like, has...
Keep it down. Whoa, look.
It can often lead to worse plays. That frustration, that impatience will lead to worse plays. And then you'll do worse.
Still got it.
Rank 4 is Master of a Crewmate, I was rank 5. I don't know. No, I haven't paid enough attention. I shut that out to the chat. Hopefully Comrade will understand.
You need something.
I used some of the perks I got from experience points for winning, for beating the game before, twice, to start with a better crew. So I don't remember. Well, not bad as concentration, and that's good, but... I'll let you finish it, buddy. Check Vela. Good job, Pallegina.
Just like that.
Hey there.
Pallegina's being pretty effective, and I haven't been using her abilities that much.
Yeah?
Lazy. Only a player can be rank 5. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Comrade.
Right there.
They often say in Souls-like games that your first attempt at a boss is going to be better than every other attempt where you don't beat them. Or like the first 20 sometimes. Because you play more cautiously, and perhaps even your reactions are... You're more on edge. And you're less impatient.
I sense a predator in the water.
Why bother having the key then?
What did you find?
The corrupted Adra Animate is going to fight the non-corrupted one, or...? No? Okay.
Oh, good.
It's very flanked. Alright. One more attack, and then... See if Mike can get something cool
pull that off.
Craved a feeling.
Captain.
Power this shot, please.
Bullseye.
Mike kill. Excellent.
For the homeland.
That's 2 of 10.
Just like that.
I just love watching her crit for 50 points of damage.
I'm listening.
What muskets are about, you know?
This calls for a subtle touch. There.
Trapped and locked, and it's randomly generated loot. The etchings upon the sarcophagus have been worn down past legibility.
Eyes open.
I've got this.
Oh, good. Oh, that's the stuff.
Digital Nightmares is going to do its thing. I'm going to rest after this, so I'm not super concerned about it.
You were saying?
Jesus, alright. Everyone attack this one, please. One more to go. Let's get 3 of 10. Single rest.
That looks like it hurt.
There we go. Look at that, baby. 4, somehow 4. Cool, no issues.
Your orders?
Makes no difference.
We get it. Come on, just keep stacking nightmares on us. We don't care. Resolve when damaged, whatever. We're gonna go take a nap.
Your orders can do.
Look at this. Ta-da! Alright. What are we gonna give him? More horror meat? Oh, extra might, yeah. Get him. Just got a wrench knee, moving slower in combat. That's a bit of a shame. Not feeding them kids. We're just not doing it. 7 defenses, negative dexterity. No, I'm getting him drunk. Aged shark meat was pretty good. Cool nickname like Ghost Walker. Ghost Talk. Yeah, sadly not. I mean, it makes sense, but not this time. Dex! Even though, like, it's not perfect. Oof. Perception, resolve, and intellect. There you go. Perception, resolves. B+. Intellect for you. 1 pen with weapons. Will do. Rest.
Are we gonna fight someone? I want to throw the first punch.
Yeah, Conrad's got the point. And, like, that doesn't feel like a very satisfying answer because, you know, you want the game to recognize it. But that's also how I feel about games like Minecraft. A lot of the time they say things like make your own story, it's emergent storytelling, see what happens, play, it's like a worse version of play to find out what happens. Watch in the shadows.
Oh, that's the stuff.
Play to find out is a how by the apocalypse term. It's like instead of playing through the story, instead of playing through a pre-built story, you're going to play to find out what happens in the story. That should remind you to be open to find out what's going to happen, not have a preconceived notion about how the game will go. And that's good. That's a great way to play games because it means that you're more likely to be surprised. Not everyone's style of role-playing, and I don't know if it should be considered strictly better than others. Mission burst. Go.
Just like that.
However, if you're tired of feeling like the GM is railroading, an experienced Powered by the Apocalypse gen, hell, even Blaze in the Dark, is like you could adventure to the act like a player. Yeah, in the sense that you can customize them for class, race, abilities, and everything, but they will not have their own plot or quests, and the dialogue will be generic-ish. Yeah, I don't know what'll happen when we potentially give away the sword, so that's fun. We use some resources. Good fight again. 3 skeletons charged it is halfway through the fight. See, not an even keel. It was interesting. I barely make out the words upon the sarcophagus. Here rests the head that bore a crown of devotion. I think we picked up an interesting item. No, not really. Guess not.
Kahara, it is no problem.
Doing a little bit of a search while we're around. But I don't think that adventurer can become captain, though. If one question has folded into the other, because they're not the Watcher, you know. And maybe a cipher. We can do some of the mind stuff, but not all of it. Old got the key. Well, that's the point of the key then, buddy. It opens more than one door, which makes sense. God, it goes further down, huh? Think we're gonna find any more of those alien trading company people? Level up. My main worries. Yeah, they level up. Of course they do. They earn experience. You can only hire them at 1 level minus the highest level character you have.
Not a problem,
but
Captain.
they do get enough experience to level up, and I believe there's enough experience in pillars that you can hit the cat pretty easily. Essence battery is nearly destroyed. Well,
I'm listening.
can you...
Right between the eyes.
Lovely. Lovely. Next one. What about... Hold on. Wait a second. Or... Please, 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 please. Yes! Alright. Keep stealthing, Maya. Have anything with AoE? Thorny roots? No. Still think it needs to be weapon damage. At least partially. Now, combat ended, so we can do it again! Ah, Jimbles, don't we love a solution? Let's finish it. Let's not waste it. Rest. Everyone do the same thing again, unless we're out of seafood stew. I think we've got more. All right, go on.
I bet my tongue kind of hurts.
Why they had so long? Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. And I don't know, I'm sorry. I was very excited when they were like, hey, we can give you money. You're a real streamer now, boy. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll take money. I forgot to mention that you cannot not have ads. Like, ah! The fool! The foolish fool! Nimble should have known. Anyway, if I wasn't too hasty, we could have got them all down. And got to the next tier of this weapon. But easy come, easy go. We got an extra one, and we have enough that if we do some careful playing, we'll sort it out.
Be constant.
I'm also supposed to hit the play ad button as soon as I go on break, but I forgot. Oops. Broken calendar. Nope. Like, I have read several of the lore books. You can find them on my YouTube channel, which, hold on. Yeah. Woman lies dead on the tiles, her skin discolored with decay. Her rent flesh slows away to reveal bone. No maggots or bugs have reached her here, which only means that there's more of her left to assault your nostrils. A sword lies discarded beside her. A pack lies beneath her arm, and the barest wisp of essence hovers over her body, with her soul. Brief images you see are scattered and confused. You are an explorer with a alien trading company, and you were searching the ruins with your comrades. At least they used to be your comrades. Now, you're not so sure. Things have been going wrong ever since you got to this island. First with John, then Alara. Though it might have been started earlier on Tikawara, maybe when Victor fell sick. You hear a scream in the distance. You don't know where the others are. You don't know why there's blood on your hands. You don't know why it's so hard to think. You remember that you were supposed to be quiet to avoid the notice of whatever is down here. Something moves in the darkness. Take a weapon. The saber boasts a viciously serrated edge. Despite the state of its former master, the blade appears to be in good condition, and you retrieve it. Me. It's got veil piercing, so it can fuck up mages. Examine the body. Woman's body lies at the end of a trail of smeared, crusted blood. The damage to her armor suggests a fight, though it looks her attacker, or attackers, allowed her to crawl away and die. Holding your breath, you kneel to search the body. As you handle her remains, clumps of muscle and flesh fall off, raising a fresh wave of rot. Most of her belongings are slimy and rancid with putrescence, but her pack has escaped the worst of it. Inside, you see a few torn pages and a carved figurine. Take the pages. They look like they were ripped from a book or journal. They're brown and warped with spilled drink and scrawled with a few brief entries. Yeah, cool. We'll read those as well. They may have the complete book. Take the figurine. The wooden figurine has the body of a woman and the head of a fish with beady eyes and a gaping, snaggle-toothed maw. It's pale and rough textured, like it was carved recently. New female name. For a pale white elf. Ah. Mary's good. I like that one. Hava. H-A-V-A. Alwyn, that's very good as well, Loxy. Say one each from from me and everyone from chat, but I don't suggest everyone must provide one. It's just a good one, right? Yonka, good too. But as you study the piece, you get a sudden image of a woman, a priestess, carving it by candlelight, muttering furious, frantic curses. Sure enough, a confusion hex is carved on the bottoms of the feet. Feel a sudden, sharp headache. Guinevere. That's good. You're a fantasy name generator? I'm bad at them. If someone asks me for a random name, I immediately say Carl. Carlos. Carlos. God, through names that mean white. What about names that mean elf? Pedwin. Pedwyn. That's good. The Hawaiian figure's sacrifice seems to have supplied the pillar with energy, depicted in blue flame. Gift sacrifice, how could you? Lots of Elfwin. Elwyn! Good job. Congrats, Luxie, you win. The stone and glass of this contraption vibrates with some internal energy, setting the copper rings to blazing. What to think of? Ah, isn't it nice? That's why human connection is so beautiful. You learn things about people and have experiences you wouldn't have got.
The tentacle rots from the base up, I say.
The machine at the base of the pillar is in bad shape. The outer panels are warped and the copper is corroded, but it looks whole. A high keening sound comes from the outer. Examine the machine. Check the copper connections and knobs. Everything appears to be intact, but none of the essence in the pillar runs through it. Keening grows louder. Leave. I'm not activating a machine when we know it's broken. Asking for trouble. Energy pulses to the twisted column like an irregular heartbeat, straining at the bounding walls. It's way up. Gwithin engravings line these massive urns, denoting the many Huana interred here. Alright. Quick save. Touch the thing. Activate the machine. You turn the outer wheel and adjust some of the sliders. At first, nothing happens. Then you feel a fluctuation in the aether. The wailing grows louder. Uh-oh. Portal? Essence moves within the Adra, opening a dimension as raw and distorted as a fresh wound. Something in that place pulls at your soul, and distant voices cry out again. Enter the corrupted Adra. Well, I don't mind if I do.
Watch and learn.
The dimension within the Adra is open, tugging at your soul. Project your party into the pillar. We're getting into the pillars of eternity! Don't you love in Pillars of Eternity 2 when you get inside the Pillar of Eternity in the Deadfire? It's made from Obsidian. I'm pretty sure it's a Pillar of Eternity. Wait, within the Adra. It's made by Obsidian, comrades. So close! The force within the Adra tugs your soul from your body into a realm of pure essence. You become aware of a fragmented, dream-like landscape. It is not a physical place, but rather a shape your mind has formed from the teeming energy. So is your presence in it.
I got an itch. Can someone scratch my elbow? I'll lift it with my body.
Your actual body is still in Poko Kahara. You feel the cold tiles beneath it and smell the dusty air around it, but you cannot return to it. Something here has a hold of you. The voices you heard outside the pillar scream and wail somewhere close by. Hey, comrade? Flashy. Right? Oh, hey guys, what's going on? God, there are a lot of you. You reach the source of the tumult. Festering mass of corruption. Hundreds of souls cry out within it, trapped and twisted by the accumulating decay.
That is not a good way to go.
Correct? A handful of souls, still fresh and mostly whole, surface to confront you. One of them separates out from the others and stares you down with grim, hateful intensity.
You do not belong here.
Speaker takes the form of an older Huana man, his visage shifting as if reflected in rippling water. He is not a physical presence, but rather a soul given shape. I'll see myself out then. No. What? Are we dead men? We wish. Slam Shadows, Captain of the Wanker, at your service.
We are the dead.
His voice hits your mind like a clapper to a bell.
Maybe you're dead. I do not see Tangaloa's mouth or Sirono's doors anywhere.
Hey, Beza, I've got your sword. Do you want it back? Second form takes shape near the first and glowers at him. Their essences sharpen and flicker at each other.
My storm wreathes Poko Kahara. Ngati's fist drags Valiant ships to the deep. If you come to stop this, you have already failed.
His form gathers definition. Whether or not his words are true, he believes what he's saying.
You come as an endorsement from your mother, I say.
He nods at Takehu.
As usual, I am the last to know.
The wanker made it to Poko Kahara without too much fuss.
Akira, and your ancient soul will help the gust flourish into a gale.
I don't know if that's strictly what we're going to do here.
Ngati holds our souls in this swamp, cut off from the sea. The flow of essence stops here.
Gazes out at the shifting scenery beyond your floating platform of what only resembles stone.
And rots, apparently.
She wrinkles her nose at the putrefying mass and checks under her boots.
The cistern overflows into the world of the living, stirring the sea and skies with the fury of the goddess, bringing storms.
His lips curve into a slight smile. Blinking, Maya clears her throat and eases in closer to listen. There's nothing divine about the broken machinery around an Adra pillar.
The gods laugh at machines, I say.
Gods make the machines.
Nothing built of kith hands can wrest away their will.
In spite of his words, he regards the corruption over his shoulder with a frown.
No souls travel through here. The Adra screams. Ngati grins, showing her fangs.
Akira, then you do know my mother.
This is where Valiant's scheming ends. Ngati's servant holds the dam closed to flood the living world with her vengeance.
I forgot to read Baze's pages. Places a hand over the spot his heart once occupied. Pushing out Valia only exchanges a trading post for Rawatayan warships.
Their ships also sink when the winds tip them over. Akira.
Smile slowly spreads from ear to ear.
I am the storm of my people. Adra is the staff I wave to churn Ngati's kingdom.
He opens his palms. The aether around you reacts at once, whipping up the ambient essence into a frenzy. Far away, you think you can hear furious winds growing in response.
Madiko, to arrive at the far side of death and find this babbling brook.
Raises her temples with both hands.
The Valians will not overrun us while I have the strength to repel them.
He furrows his brow toward Beza.
If you think bad weather will hold back my countrymen, you have greatly underestimated us.
Love having members of different factions in the party to argue with each other.
They will depart when the waters rise to drown their investments. This I know.
These storms chase away fish and blight crops. You're the one killing Tikawara.
Fool! Ngati will stop churning the seas when the outsiders leave. Then I will be reborn as a Ranga.
So confident. Aethys Priest enchanted? No, I haven't, but that's a good concept.
Pirates and slavers drove my tribe from our old roots and havens.
Priest of Aethys would be a fantastic playthrough, that's for sure. Very thematic.
Now, the Valians do the same with paper. They come to pull Adra from the earth and mill it like grain.
I'm anxiously playing with the stress ball. That's what that slapping sound is. And nothing else.
You speak as though this Adra has been the heart and soul of your tribe for generations, though you have only recently come here.
Don't be a jerk, Palagina.
Adra is the heart and health of the Deadfire. You whose breast is cold and still would know nothing of this.
You want to talk about having a still breast, man. You're not breathing, lol. I'm enjoying Chanta in general, and Chanta Cypher is good fun. I think Priest would be enjoyable too, but Barbarian on my first playthrough was highly enjoyable.
There is nothing more to say. Here at the end, outsider lies are a dull edge.
And also, rogues are good because moving someone into backstab position gives you something to do essentially every fight. That changes, but the rules are pretty simple. And that's good, in my opinion. He glabs at you, the ambient essence growing sharp and turbulent around him. You've all died. Maybe I can help you move on?
This is where all things stop. No one leaves, I say.
Right, well, we're definitely going to fight, because Slam Shadows needs to leave so that he can continue living. He balls his hands into fists, his shoulders knotting with tension.
Akasi, let's not be hasty. Some of us still have bodies out there.
Puts up a hand in protest and glances to the souls of her crew.
You don't plan on staying here, Ak? Why not let us tag along and see if we can reunite with our... what we left behind?
He spreads her palms open in a show of benevolence. Never ends well when you stuff mismatched essence into one body.
You're not lying, are you?
She glances back towards her crew and winces.
You've all served your captain with distinction. But I think this is where we part ways.
She nods to each of them in turn.
Dismissed.
She salutes her crew, many of whom vanish on the spot, their souls joining the ambient ether. Beza nods to you and departs soon after. Grimacing, and Aharu advances. Alright, dude.
Show him how it's done.
This won't do.
Like, you're not gonna... Yeah. Now he's bloodied. He's pretty wounded. I think one more attack and I'll get Maya to...
Let's
Hey,
go.
what are you doing so close? You go over there. Alright, let's go. Power, this wounding shot. Think we can get it off? Do the thing! Nah, damn it. Sun Shadow's got it with the Mind Blades. Well, can't blame him for being effective, can I?
Captain.
Just like that.
You know what? Let's have a little gamble. See if we can pull it off. Woof! Raises from 124, but crits with a hobbling shot. Can she do it again?
Captain,
no. Alright,
you
let's
were
finish it
I'll
then.
teach you a lesson.
Well, she got him eventually. You subdue the furious souls, ripping them into motes of the constituent essence. Beyond this cloud of essence, you feel the pull of the cycle, a force that steadily increases. This pillar remains steadfastly blocked on the natural flow. Power still hums through the essence. Sending it through the cycle would restore the aggro around you. Fragmenting it would detonate the delicate balance of power, destroying the pillar. Either way, this any target the beyond grows. You must decide quickly. Hey chat, what do you think? 1 or 2? 1. Return the natural flow of essence to the aggro, restoring its luminosity. Regain power for pre-skills? Rest! Pretty sure they are a once per day. Maybe they're once per combat? I don't know. One of the two, right? It's either once per day or once per combat. Detonate the aggro, destroying the pillar. In Pillars of Eternity 1, at very high levels, you get I get a spell every combat instead of every rest. How to vote? Yes. 1. Restore the natural flow of essence to the aggro, restoring its humanity. Or 2. Detonate the aggro, destroying the pillar. Now, why? If there's luminous aggro here, the Vailian Trading Company will try and mine it for profit. That was their main benefit. Detonate it. Stores of Poko Kahara can't continue. The Vailian Trading Company can't get a profit motive by milling it. And they'll probably fuck off. But also, it is where souls, like, are pulled to re-enter and continue along the Great Wheel. You know? And it could have untold other effects in natural wildlife. Alright, well that's a lot of votes for 2, so I think we'll get on with that. Detonate the aggro, destroying the pillar. You animate the corrupted essence into a destructive force, ripping the space around you apart. You escape back toward your body before you are destroyed too. Wheel thing isn't working properly right now. Yes, it is. That's the thing. It is. It wasn't working in Pillars of Eternity 1. You know, that's what the whole Ring of the Dead was about. You cling to the tether of your soul, racing to the safety of the material world, even as the immaterial one warps around you. You feel it falling apart, disintegrating into profound emptiness. You are terrified it will destroy you too. You return to your body, feeling as though you've just fallen into it from a mountaintop. Your companions gasp and groan beside you. You cover your ears against the cracking, shattering Adra. The other end of the wheel. Never. What is clogged up souls doing hanging around here? Well, they were, like, strictly corrupted in this pillar. Which, is no longer fleshy, so good job. The wheel was never working very well. Sure it was! A wheel has no end. Yeah, that's part of the thing too. Not these specific ones. All the ones that follow you. Oh, yeah, that's true. Not really sure why that's happening, but hey. Look at that experience. Good job, everybody. Yeah, alright. Good job. Yeah, well, Barrett's main job is to try and continue that wheel moving as a divinity. There are other cool secrets about how the wheel works. It was done in a patch because it needed to be made extra clear, and I repeat this a lot because it's very important. The cycle of rebirth and the cycle of rebirth where souls get reborn into, like, other bodies, that was a natural feature of Aora. Even before the divinities created Barrett's wheel, which solidified and essentially guaranteed that process. That's important to know. Like, the divinities invented reincarnation, much bigger deal than they, like, solidified and made it much more likely. Hilariously, we don't actually need to go back to Tikawara at all. Down to Brief Arbiter's dwelling. I think we're actually pretty close. Let's do that. I just don't want it clogging up our quest log, right? It's 3D, of course. So you turn the wheel on its side, and what does it become other than an eye? The letter I is ego. It says, I exist. It is a rejection of the theistic bureaucracy. Yes, and also siphoned a small amount of power from each rebirth. LOL! Divinities! Right, it didn't burst into a coughing fit, which is particularly good. And my eyes were watering for a different reason. Huzzah! It had a recommended companion. I don't think it's highly necessary to take him along to this one. Serious theistic bureaucracy and certainty. They also... spoiler.
With you, Captain. I just know it is all.
Tell you later. Hey, breathe. Guess what?
Faye, was there something else you wanted to know?
I found your sister.
You did? Where is she? Is she alive?
She has been transferred her soul into a construct. So I did.
She did what? And you let her? I have to go see her.
She blinks rapidly, still processing the revelation. Go then, she's waiting for you.
I have to find her. Thank you, Duskspeaker. Thank you for everything.
Have fun. Jeff in 3 months. Talking about wheels when viewed on the side of the letter I, which is part of the name God, whose name is Susan. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referencing. If Wormwoods was here, who was another friend of ours, he would be cheering loudly. My referencing of a game series I don't actually like, but understand greatly. Fucking hell, man. Life is weird. It's so good, though. It's simultaneously the best and worst thing we could have or ask for. It contains delicious butter chicken that you put in your freezer and then eat. So you're too tired to cook. It's right there, I'm looking at it. Not a game, comic. Oh! Shit. I was straight up referring to, Morrowind. Reach heaven through violence is probably kill 6 billion demons, right? I'm going there. That's one of the things we haven't... Yeah. Deadfire lines. Oh yeah, Emma let me know that it was actually difficult to hear the game sound over my singing because, and it makes sense, I needed to turn up the game sound when we started. So that's a minor shame. I guess it was mostly a cappella, I think, Emma Stitcher said. So like, not a problem, that's for sure, but it means you had to grab me in person to do more singing. Oh no, such a shame. I love how we are exploring the islands of Tikawara. What will we find? Fruit, water, abandoned village. Getting out of here. Horns of disease. Okay. Rice. Great. Bye. Subterranean temple, Poko Kahara ruins. I'm pretty sure we've explored all the islands around Tikawara. No, this one. Yep, go back. Atsura. Ending the storms as well as any ambition to mine them, etc. Lol. Crypt infested with hostile vessels. East of Tikawara is an Engulfing ruin. Islands surrounding. 3 islands forming a rough approximation of a triangle around Tikawara. So, Tikawara. Maybe here. Look, I don't want to go back and realize I've missed something. It would be embarrassing. I've definitely been here already. Usually the mapping and the cartography implies you need to label it too. It's not the Hall of the Unseen, that comes much later. Triangle around Tikawara. There should be one, but it's not there. Training temple. Rotten catacomb. Probably not. We're doing a quick Google. Mapping the archipelago. Tikawara. Yeah, so embarrassing. God, I'd be terrible. Like, requires the Black Isle, Central Island, the one with Snape. Funny to walk through. This quest is a little harder. Well, a lot harder, as it requires you to chart 3 islands. The Black Isle, Central Island, the one Subterranean Temple, and the Forgotten Catacomb. Black Isles. Nope, I was wrong. It definitely means Hall of the Unseen. Yeah, alright, let's go. We won't finish it tonight, that's for damn sure. We've got 27 minutes left until we finish, but doesn't mean we're not going to give it a try, right? We'll fucking die, too. Seriously. We will explode and die. San... San Bernardino welcomes you. Shadowed Vale! This place is fucked, by the way. The land here is shattered and barren, eerily quiet, with jagged hillocks plunging abruptly into the calm, clear seas. No birds fly above. You've not spotted the first boar, rat, or lizard. By comparison, the camp ahead positively bustles. Horses are tied up to stakes. A robed figure, cowl pulled over its head, sits upon a crate, and the scent of a hearty stew wafts from the pot hanging over a small campfire. Thoughts? Hey dear. Alright, first we get in their good graces with carrots. Then we brush out their names, they look matted. They're not friends by then, and we go back to the carrots. Dare's attention lingers on the horses. Thoughts. Maya. Stew smells good. Almost too good. I'm thinking it's a trap. Squinting, Maya thumbs her chin and nods slowly. Fucking up their, accent's real bad tonight. Oh well. San Fernando. Focus up, buddy. Good way to earn money early on. No fucking idea. I just kill people and loot them. There you go. If you've got a good ship, hunt random low-level pirates, kill them. Take all their stuff, don't share prize with the crew, which is bad, but do it. That earns you money real quick. If you don't buy another massive ship, you'll get a lot of money. Thoughts? Palagina? Palagina shrugs. If it's a trap, it doesn't seem like much of one. Takehu? Watching someone cook their dinner is not the highlight of our time together, but I'd say it makes for a pleasant distraction. Takehu holds his growling stomach. Sneak up on the camp. Go, Maya, sneaky babe. Maya nods at your instruction, and crouching low, leads you forward. Maya nods at your instruction. Keeping low and behind the robed figure, you make your way toward the campfire. You're passing the first tent, absolutely assured in the silence of your movements, when a savannah folk levels an arbalist at your head from your left. Not another step. His voice growls, almost more menacingly than the bolt threatening to add another hole to your head. Stealth success! A lithe elf in a Darian finery steps from another tent. Greetings, stranger. She smiles welcomingly. As a broad-shouldered island armor joins the man with the crossbow, you note that the robed figure hasn't moved an inch. My friend here likes your horses. The head nods. Well, we haven't properly met yet, so I couldn't say for sure, but I got a good feeling about him. The Aderian woman bows slightly at the waist, brown hair falling over her face in loose curls. In that case, who are we to keep you from company? Please join us by our fire. She gestures to the camp. The trio guide you among the tents. There seem to be too many for the few kith you see about. The elf graciously offers you a seat at the fire. The robed figure makes no apparent notice of your arrival, their cowl casting their visage in impenetrable shadow. We have soup, the armor says. Stew, really. And you're welcome to make use of our tents if you care to rest. You know much about this chain of islands? While the armor shakes his head and says, very little. The Aderian grins and answers, a thing or two. Why? Says the dusky human. The geography here, it's like the land has been twisted or broken by some great power. Aderian nods. Perhaps it has. A great cataclysm shook this realm in ages past. The armor shakes his head. But there's not much we can tell you about it. Who's your hooded friend? The woman laughs lightly. Just that? Perhaps you should ask yourself. Approach and look under the hood. You approach the figure, who makes no move. Each step takes you closer, yet somehow also further away. The crossing seems to take minutes, and the campfire falls away to your periphery, yet you can't stop. Bending low, you peer up under the hood, into the face within. A piece of Kagir from the wanker. Kagir, what are you doing here? Kagir raises an eyebrow. Why wouldn't I be here, Captain? The hand's voice sounds unusually even and quiet, as if echoing from within a deep pit. You shudder. No, the ground shudders, or the air. The dirt churns from beneath your feet. Your stomach leaps into your throat as the ground opens up beneath you. You plunge into darkness. When you awake, the ground is bare. No tents, no horses, no traces, even of a campfire. What? Love it. Love weird shit. I'll take it. Reminds me of some thoughts I've had while watching the show Evil, which is on Paramount Plus, or on the seas of the internet. Just take it, dude. It's really good. Highly enjoyable, right? It works well as a World of Darkness game, or a Chronicles of Darkness game, because creepy shit is happening in a modern era. But a lot of the time, a lot of weird shit is going on, and the characters do not know if that weird shit is real, whether it's a hallucination or not, right? And this is essentially the only way to keep your tone of an urban horror game to not get too silly, or like too likely that they feel like they know everything already. You just keep throwing doubt at them over and over and over, and so often do they bounce up against the idea that they honestly cannot tell the truth. They don't know what truth is either. And I don't know, I just figured that's a good way. You need to warn your players that, like, pro tip, you're not going to find solutions or easy answers to these questions. The questioning is going to be the fun part for you, because you're not going to know, okay? You're not going to know. Yeah. More role-playing advice from your Professor Jimbles. After an arduous journey, you finally reach the center of the volcanic devastation. Before you is a broad-faced stone building, rugged with age. The Eye of Wael, solitary and all-seeing, is emblazoned above the door. You approach the door. Though clearly made only of stone, you feel a burn of the eye's regard between your eyes. The door swings open without a sound and reveals a dark, narrow staircase winding down into the earth. Mysterious. What an adventure we're going on together! Cool, touch the eye, door opens.
I can be quiet if you can.
Anyone bring a spool of fishing line?
I wish. Touch the eye. Nothing happens. Touch the eye. Door opens. Oh no, this door shut. Did you see that? The game is like Vader is stuck on the wrong side of the door. We are opening the door. You can't trick the game. Look at that, it does it again. It doesn't shut the door again either. That's fascinating. Like, I would assume it would open the door and then shut it again so Vader can get through, but that's it. I guess not. Some Black Pearl had nothing here. But what do we have here? Nothing special, okay. Oh, Wael. He loves his secrets and passageways. And... Abandoned dog? What are you doing in here? Eliel. Resolve and melee weapon damage. Lovely. I think that's a Shiba Inu. Look at that tail. Look at that tail. You're coming with us, little pup. Oh. Didn't open the door we wanted.
Yes, naturally.
Press this, see if it opens the door. Yes, it did. Success. Well, Takeo, you're on the wrong side now. I'm fine with it. I'm not sure if I love puzzles, because when you get them right, it feels good, but especially with an audience.
I believe this place is leading us in circles. Or worse.
When you get them right, you feel good. And when you can't figure it out, you feel like an idiot. No one loves that feeling.
What's that?
What if you press that one? Now what if you press this one? Yeah, save ourselves a pupper. Oh, can you get over there? No? Alright.
Yours to command, Captain.
Say it with me, everyone. Anyway.
Right here.
This one, maybe? Open this door. What about if we now press this one? Anyway.
Give me the order.
What about this one? Oh, that's not very helpful. Oh, look at that. We got one step further. I mean, Maya's shut out even further, so let's see what happens. Oh. I want to dare on the front line, I'm sorry. This door?
Leave it to me.
And press that one again. Quick save before we enter the room with the spooky ghosts.
Give me a real one.
Oh, look at that. The Eye of Wael. Neat. It's superb. Chance to become invisible whenever you quit. Chance to cast a random illusion spell when you quit. Wow, that's fantastic. The moment the scepter is in your hand, a chorus of voices rise. They chant in Engwithan, Elde, Darian, Valian, Huana, each word holding its echo in languages you do not know. We read the books not yet written. We see beyond the shroud of death. We seek the heart of all knowledge. We walk on plains beyond. Defy the wheel. Defy death. Take the seal, the eye, the mark. Awaken. Inscribed along the shaft of the scepter is the phrase Esoterica Proliferada. Neat. Lose a spell. Form Phantasmic. Cast Rend Defensive Illusion spell whenever you become bloodied, or all illusions have +2 power level. Neat! Obfuscation. As become invisible, lidless gaze. Wael watches with countless eyes. Cast a gaze spell in an area petrifying or terrifying enemies. Shrouded Strike. Random affliction when you crit. No, why am I doing this? I'm giving it to Aloth. It's a really good thing for a wizard.
Right here.
Now we press the button! Oh, that was... Fuck. Oh my god. Not very helpful. Say it with me. No, the grinding stone sound. There's a running joke. See, this is cool too. It demanded we split up, right? And then it opens all of the gates after a few turns. That's a cool thing to do to your players. Like, the terror of, oh no, we are split up slightly. What are we gonna do? And then opens up in a little bit, just for that momentary terror without actually dealing with them too hard.
Don't see why not.
That's fun. Okay, cool. Get out of here. Funny thing is, like, I wasn't even present for when that stone block grinding sound was invented. It just... That's the joke, TM, so... We make it. That's, the mimetic form of culture. Like, we're all reenacting the joke even if we weren't there to understand it, because it's become part of a lexicon that we just repeated over time. Don't you just love a random island? Whales doing shit? Weird shit? I know I do. Very impressive indeed. Island name. Do you think that or sound of grinding stone? Okay, cool. You can copy it, so... Actually, I'm pretty set on Isle of Grinding Stone, even if it is not nearly as funny. I mean, we can also... There you go. Done. Man, Sansa the cartographer is probably really fucking pissed at us for that. Too bad. I think it's funny. Ashen Moor, Yunvik Village. Forget what's up there. You know, let's go back to Negataka. Turn in some side quests over the last 12 minutes, huh? So, actually, quick stop in Port Mahe because Maya's got a quest for it. Yeah, don't look at me like that. It's important. Friends ask you to do something, you help them out, right? Hey, Port Mahe. Just because it's probably not going to be a great thing for anyone. I mean, we don't do it. Actually, you shouldn't do things your friends are pressuring you to do if it's not a good idea for you. You know. So what I said, Kraken's Eye. Do you think we're good enough at stealth that we can steal the Kraken's Eye yet?
Captain.
I'm gonna level up and improve stealth, so maybe. I'll give you diplomacy. That's Slam Shadow's job. New power level! Bonded Fury! Several powerful inspirations for an extended time. Sounds good. Full text requires a melee weapon. We're not doing that. Shoot stupid projectiles! Done! Lol. Knocked out. Bonded Grief, but filled with... No. That would have been particularly useful a little while ago, right? But honestly, I think this is pretty cool. Several powerful infusions. Let's just do it. Just in case, let's give you Obelisk, right? Just in case. We do extra sniping. Okay, cool. Alright. Fire.
Let's go. Speak freely.
Oh my god. This is one of the songs as part of the soundtrack that I actually skip when I'm doing uni work listening to the soundtrack. Video game soundtracks are good because they don't often have lyrics, so you can more easily turn off the part of your brain that's like, I will analyze the words. You don't want to analyze the words, you want to analyze your own words and write them. Action speed. Incense. I wish there was a way to sort it. I think it is, in fact, Thieves' Putty and Slam Shadows as all. Yeah. Just one. You usually have the majority of it because you use it for disarming traps. We don't need that right now. Ever. Fire. Gonna see if it's worthwhile, and it probably won't be. Have some fun with it anyway. Gonna turn it off fast mode because we need to think a little bit faster.
Speak freely.
Nope. Gotta get the vision down a lot. So it will build up slower. Good.
I'm listening. Just say, Captain.
They should be seeing us, but they're not just yet. Not quite in range. Keeping those in that range tells us that everyone's stealth picking up. Around. Now we can get up. Nope. Spotted.
Just say the word.
Could be using spark crackers too. Not a grenade. Spark crackers. How much longer do we have on the police button? 116 seconds, we're fine. Alright.
Huh?
Well, I'm not very good at tossing spark crackers now, am I?
Your orders?
Come on, just let me steal the thing. Look, it's a Kraken's Eye. Actually very useful for crafting. Well, enchanting. Or both.
You were give me
I
the
am
order.
ready.
Your orders?
7 is the one making this so much harder. 7 doesn't move, it doesn't investigate it at all.
You were saying?
Not currently visible. Take it. Got
You
away
were
with it.
saying, let's go.
Victory! We did it! We captured it for Chaos. I'm joke that it's 5 days old, but it is appearing in my mini feed, so thanks again, Comrade, for the resubscription when we were playing Final Fantasy Origins Stranger of Paradise. Maybe the other way around. Tuaha. Hey Maya, do you have someone to... An armor clutches the hilt of a long saber, sheathed at her belt, her attention moving among the passers-by without ever settling anywhere for long. She stands as motionless and as watchful as an owl. She turns to Maya and flinches, shaking her head suddenly.
Been a while, Tuaha. You're looking healthy.
Maya attempts an easy shrug, but comes off looking forced.
Don't say my name. Is he still here?
Tuaha hisses each word under her breath. She tips her head to indicate just over her shoulder. Scan the crowd, see if anything stands out. The occasional pedestrian crosses your view, but everyone seems to be going about their business without tarrying for long. Insight. No, I think it's perception. Let's take a look. Inside. Just as you decide to give up, a passing Kwana raises his eyes from scribbling on a page of notes. In pockets of parchment, steps back into the obscurity of the crowd. The gesture is innocuous enough, but the speed and ease of it leave you in doubt.
You saw that too, right?
Maya nods.
Well?
Tuaha addresses you through clenched teeth. We've grabbed someone's attention, that's for sure.
I knew it.
Her grip on the saber tightens.
Who's your shadow? I'll string him up by his thumbs before he lays a hand on you.
Pelagina likes that. Beautiful.
Well, he's obviously not one of ours. Unless Atsuris sent someone to monitor me.
Nope.
Must be working for the other side.
Tuaha aims an anxious glance in your direction. I get it. I'm not supposed to ask questions, right?
You catch on quick. We'll talk later, okay?
God damn it, Maya.
Tuaha, I'm getting you out of this. We've pulled each other out of worse snags.
Maya pats Tuaha on the arm in an attempt of encouragement that only causes her to flinch.
Easy to say when it's in the past. This stalker is relentless, and he is always watching.
Tuaha rubs her palms together. What happened last time?
Complications. But that was a long time ago.
Maya shares a knowing look with Tuaha.
No need to relive ancient history.
Alright, what can you tell me about whoever is following you?
He's Juana. Average height. And I've caught him scribbling on a sheaf of notes.
Not notes!
Like any good tale, he's indistinguishable from anyone else wandering around Port Manger. Probably why they picked him for the job.
Maya's lip curls. What are you doing that has him so curious?
Company business.
Maya and Tuaha blink as they say it at the same time.
Company business.
Tuaha clears her throat into a fist. We'll find your stalker and get rid of him one way or another.
Sit tight and I'll get this sorted out. Whatever happens, he won't bother you again. Just try not casual.
Maya gives her an encouraging shrug.
I will stand perfectly still and fill my heart with the words of our national anthem.
Tuaha nods resolute.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Oh my god. Well. Hello, daughter of Nero. You? No, you're a customer. Well-traveled supplier? Is it you? Henrik, you're named. You're not an armor, though, so...
Swords!
Good. Altaria?
We have supplies here.
No, you're good.
How are we supposed to fight a giant?
We don't. We run.
Where? There is water on all sides.
And then run in circles.
They probably described where to find him, and I immediately forgot that information and have run off in a random direction. That's very me.
This won't do. Ngati, you would not guess that these were once Juana lands.
Is it you?
What say, you need something?
An unassuming Amor turns to you with a smile. Sniffing, Maya passes you a subtle nod. Got him.
That goes for you or your fetching friend.
He smiles at Maya, winking. Study him carefully. He possesses the warm tones of an island Amor, calm eyes, and a minute scar on his upper lip. A close scrutiny unnerves him, and he takes a cautious step back.
That's close enough.
Scratches his ear, glancing to the left and right. You almost missed it. You spot a smudge of ink on his right thumb and index finger. As he brings down his hand, he unconsciously pats a bulge in his pocket. Oh. He notices your bulgy-wulgy. Nodding to you, Maya makes it clear that she noticed it as well. Couldn't help but notice the ink on your fingers.
Ah, this. I have been working late practicing my calligraphy.
He mimics holding a squill.
Sure you have. And
Holding
I
a
keep a
quill.
Shiza around for the fun of it.
Hearing his name, the bird perks up before resuming his regular patrol for bugs. With fair, and Takei will love that. Regards Maya's presence with a mixture of annoyance and curiosity, pressing his lips together.
I don't have time for these games. Be well.
He begins to leave with a sense of purpose finding to himself. Listen to me, you're being followed. He pales, glancing left and right with alarm.
No one told me to expect you. There are proper channels to discuss this.
His whisper lowers to an urgent hiss. I was the one who argued to spare your life. Don't make me change my mind.
Or go ahead and give us an excuse.
Maya raises her brow and gives him room to speak. He raises a trembling hand to his mouth and shakes his head.
I withdraw myself from the mission. Our cause is too important to chance on my incompetence. I will deliver my report and accept disgrace.
Look at option 3. Hey, just kidding. No. Alright, give me your report on Tuaha. I will pass it on with a glowing recommendation.
You would do that?
He stands straighter, his chest swelling with a hopeful breath.
If Tuaha is a trading company agent, she has not been activated yet. I found no evidence in her quarters.
Correct, comrade.
So I wish to shadow her until her contact revealed themselves.
Shouldn't have been so obvious, Quarry. Stepping back and coughing into a fist, Maya pointedly avoids eye contact.
That's all I know. Whatever Rawatai has planned, she might only be a part of it.
He shakes his head, frowning. Good, now leave this island and never return.
As you say.
He nods, taking a last look at Port Mahe before turning his attention to the closest available ship. Cool. Well, we'll finish it and talk to Tuaha next week, because right now it is time to finish up and we'll continue to have a very good evening, alright? God, it's been fun to dissociate for a little while, play a little Pillars of Eternity, and talk to my friends here online, because you are my friends. It is lovely to have you. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'll maintain that even if times are difficult, there are people who care about you, almost certainly, all of you, and if there aren't, time to go make new friends, man. People aren't showing you that they care about you. You need to tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, we're supposed to be buddies. Everyone slips up sometimes, so it's good to close the loop, you know? Otherwise, I am going... Oh, low bitrate. Good God, I think many people are streaming from my server, so my apologies if the quality hasn't been super great tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to see if there's anyone to raid to. Not this time. And I'll leave you with an excellent evening, and I'll tell you, choosing this one to get like, yeah, well, that's pretty good. Otherwise, I'll let you know that you should tell the people you love that you love them very much. Check out the VODs, or I'll see you Wednesday night for some Stranger of Paradise. Good night, everyone.